does the kicking. Carterville sends 2 deep.
the home of the Carterville Lions all season long. This broadcast is brought to you in part by First Southern Bank, IBEW Local 702, Clark Concrete, Shawnee Health, Ralph Small Engine, and the SIU Credit Union. Also supporting this broadcast, Central Hospital for Animals, Joe's Lawn Care, John A. Logan College, Banterra Bank, and Ward Chrysler. Also making this broadcast possible, the City of Carterville, Heather's Bake Shop, the Bank of Herrin, and Polar Whip. It's time for Carterville Lions football. Here's Keenan Clark and the voice of the Lions, Dave McKenzie.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Herrin High School. Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark with you here. This is week 4 of the high school football season. Can you believe that? We're darn near halfway through this season already.
We enter that middle third of the season, and so far, so good for the Lions.
A math teacher would break that down into thirds.
That's the way I like to do it.
You know, I'm almost offended just a little bit because I didn't even think of that.
Yep.
That's just me not being a math teacher.
That's why I'm here, Dave.
I know. That's exactly why. Hey, turned out it's going to be a beautiful night for football. Yep. And what a facility they have here at Herrin High School. That field, we were out there walking around a little bit earlier. Grass is in good condition, nice and soft for the guys out there. And they, with their new scoreboard and everything, I think they've had that. This is the second year, I think, for that. And they got a nice facility here.
Yeah, the grass is actually beautiful. We walked out on the field earlier during pregame, and I mean, it's thick and full, and it's not dead like you might think, like a lot of places are at this point in time.
I wish you wouldn't have knocked me down, blindsided me, and made me roll around on it there for a few minutes. But
well, you got to keep your head on a swivel, Dave, right before the game.
Yep.
You never know what's going to happen out there.
Yes, you do. Hey, Carterville Lions coming off their first road win last week at Charleston. Exactly what Coach Brett Diel was wanting. He said all along it was a business trip. Let's go up there. Let's take our time, play some football, get up and get back, and we did that last week, 49-13 on the road. Yeah,
Carterville had a good first half, but they had a great second half. It started out the third quarter, and I think the way they played the third quarter, the second half of that game is how they're going to want to and need to come out to start this game.
Absolutely. Herrin, we talked about it when we were on the field a little earlier. They've just really kind of struggled to score points, and unfortunately they've gone to a couple opponents that can really pour the points on.
They have. You talk about teams that find people to play early in the season. Herrin has absolutely done that. I mean, if you look at their schedule, Coach Leiber was telling us before the game earlier about how good some of the teams are that they've played. So, their season, and they've been through the storm already this season before Carterville Lions come to town. Yeah,
they got beat week 1 by Benton. Benton's got that high-powered offense as they hung 69 on Herrin in week 1. 46-14 loss. And actually that score is deceiving because I think that game was actually a lot closer than what the final score really kind of showed. But then last week they had to take on DuQuoin, and DuQuoin popped them 47-6.
Yeah, like we said, you get Benton, DuQuoin, Carterville, 3 of your top 5 teams in Southern Illinois potentially. And so not an easy start for Coach Leiber and the Tigers.
So here you go. Here's the rest of their schedule. After tonight, Murfreesboro, Massac, Carbondale, Harrisburg, Bree Central.
Yeah, that's
maybe one of the toughest schedules in Southern Illinois.
No doubt about it. They're going to rack up a lot of opponent points this year.
Sure. Absolutely. Carterville, they look good a week ago at Charleston, but they're on the road for their second road game of the season, and Keenan and I will have the call for you here at Herrin High School. This pregame report is brought to you by Clark Concrete. We're going to go on and take our first break, and when we come back, you're going to hear from the head coach of the Carterville Lions, Coach Brett Diel, joins us next on our pregame show here on NewsRadio WJPF.
Bank with people you know, who know and love Southern Illinois.
Coach is 4, so you can have 7 minutes here if you want to go 90 Coach 90, or call it back if you need to.
Locally owned,
go 90 Coach 90. That's fine.
Local decisions and locations throughout.
Did you see the Coach Gerald standing there?
Community banking at its best.
When was that?
Practice, I think Tuesday.
He got popped. Who was it?
It was Zach Carter.
Ralph Small Engine is your
He's
full
chasing
service
Amari on.
repair shop that keeps your equipment running
That's a
year-round.
nice pick.
Ralph's
Oh, I've shared that with
treat
everybody I
each
know.
customer like family. They offer the best
That's a
brands in the
great shot,
business,
that
like
drone
Hustler,
That is.
Snag,
It's really
Echo,
good.
and DeWalt. Financing is available with interest rates as low as 0%. They don't do high-pressure sales. Just get you into the equipment you need at the best price. Family owned since 1995. Ralph's Small Engine on Highway 51 just south of Elkville. Best of luck this season.
As a parent, you want the best care for your family, and at Shawnee Health, we provide just that. I'm Dr. Kai Fansuri from Shawnee Health's Carterville location. Our team, including Dr. Mathene Nexad and nurse practitioners Amanda Reynolds and Teresa Johnson, offer comprehensive care for every member of your family, from newborns to grandparents. Whether it's checkups, managing conditions, or sports physicals, our Carterville team is here to keep your family healthy. Call to schedule an appointment or visit ShawneeHealth.com. Go Lions!
Coach Brett Diel joins us on our pregame show. Coach, a successful road trip a week ago.
Yeah, it was good to get on the road, get away, and those road trips allow you to kind of get the team together for an extended period of time, and a long road trip like that allows us to stop at Eastern Illinois and the university, do a little bit of a walkthrough, eat, and just kind of get away from some of the distractions of home. I think sometimes it's good for your team.
And in the game, I think Charleston made you do some work. Even though the score was lopsided, they did make you work.
Right. I mean, well, they're 0-3, but they're a school of 750 students, and they play in a big league, and they play, big schools. So, I think this week they have Effingham, and then in 2 weeks or next week they play Mount Zion. So, they play a lot of really good football teams. So sometimes when you get a team that's a little bit down, but of that size and plays in a conference like that, they're usually a little better than what you might think.
It actually seemed to me kind of like they were just like maybe 2 or 3 players away from just being like a pretty solid team.
Right, they definitely had some good pieces. I mean, their tailback was very quick. He just had trouble getting in space against our guys defensively, and I thought their linebackers were pretty physical and got downhill pretty quick. So, like I said, they made us work a little bit, but our guys did a good job of adjusting, and we threw in a couple wrinkles last week that ended up hitting pretty big for us.
And I think most importantly was the fact you could get some of your starters rest, particularly like your quarterback, and got the young kids in there to pick up some game experience.
Sure, we got some carries off of Johnny, and he's had average 30 carries a game weeks 1 and 2, and we were able to cut that in about half, which was big because we got to be able to save his legs and make sure he's still running the ball hard weeks 8, 9, 10, and beyond. And like you said, being able to get Andy off a little bit of both sides of the ball. I think Cal Dunning came in and gave a lot of quality rubs for him defensively, and it just saved some hits for some of those guys. So and give some of those other kids an opportunity to get in.
Rivalry week coming up this week at Herrin, going against a former Carterville Lion and first-year head coach Nate Leiber, 2015 graduate, and what's it like when you get to go up against one of your students? Have you done this before?
I don't know. I have to think about it. I don't think so. I don't think so. So this is kind of cool. Coach Leiber was a great player for us. He was a great student here. Really worked hard on the field and learning some of our game plans. And he's gone on and done some good things and worked himself up that coaching ladder. And it's great to see him get an opportunity over at Herrin. And, his teams will get better each year and because he'll put work in. So he's a great person, great coach, nothing but respect for him. And but for one night, he needs to be the student still.
Absolutely. And of course, you kind of touch on it. Herrin's struggled this year.
They lost to some very talented athletic kids from last year, and their senior class is a little thin. It's I say this to you a lot. And one thing that Coach Drust always said, and the longer I'm a head coach, I understand what he meant. Is that football is a seniors game. That seniors, if you want to be good, you have to have seniors out there. And when they've only got 5 or 6 seniors, that's tough to do. I've been in that boat before, and it's hard to win and build without some of that senior leadership and just those numbers. And that'll come with time. Just got to be patient.
Good luck tonight, Coach.
Appreciate it.
In the world of construction, time is money. Introducing Clark Natural Stone's fleet of volumetric concrete mixers. With their state-of-the-art mixers, they mix the exact
I think the
amount of
anthem may
concrete
be
you
coming
need
up here
on-site,
in just a
saving
minute.
you time and money. Stop paying
Brian.
for concrete you do not use. From foundations to driveways, sidewalks to patios, call Clark
Say
Natural
again?
Stone.
I think the anthem may be coming up here momentarily.
89. Clark Natural Stone, shaping the future of
Just
construction,
feed me
one pour
sound.
at a time.
When this happens.
SIU Credit Union knows
Yep,
what it
me
means to
too.
be a part
Why
of a
did it
team.
go so
Whether you're on the
early?
field or in the stands, community is what it's all about. They're not just here for your financial needs. They're here to give back because people helping people is at the heart of
I
everything
mean, you'd
they
be
do.
back
You can
in
join SIUC
45.
if
You could do
live
a
or work
quickie
in
if you
one of the lower
want.
24
Yeah,
counties
we'll
in
do.
Southern Illinois.
Looks like we can
That's
get that
right.
in.
If you're a Lions fan, you can be a part of their team too. Learn more at SIUC.
Just enough to
See
pass
you
it right
after
back
this.
to him,
After
right?
Heather's
Yeah.
Bake Shop, you're back, and then go
Kickoff.
right up to the
Membership
anthem.
required. Insured by
Kickoff
NCUA.
is coming up.
Looking for a bakery that's anything but ordinary? Heather's Bake Shop in downtown Carterville is serving up sweet surprises every day. From fresh cinnamon rolls, cookies, scones, cream horns, and muffins, all made from scratch with love and other natural ingredients. And don't forget the coffee bar. Sip on hot or cold brews, espressos, or a latte while enjoying a grab-and-go breakfast or lunch, all made just the way you like. Stop by Heather's Bake Shop in downtown Carterville or catch them at local vendor events. Heather's Bake Shop, baked with love, served with a smile.
Back at Herrin High School, it's Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark with you. Keep it right here. When we come back, we're going to have the kickoff here from Herrin High School as the Carterville Lions take on the Tigers. It's week 4 of the high school football season here on News Radio WJPF.
High school football is here, and that means the return of Friday Night Live. I'm Darren Kennard, and you can join me live on Facebook after tonight's game for River Radio Sports Central's Friday Night Live. Catch all of tonight's scores and join in the discussion on the River Radio Sports Central Facebook page. River Radio Sports Central, powered by Clark Chrysler Center in Carbondale and IBEW Local 702. I'll see you live on Facebook tonight for Friday Night Live.
Looking for the right shoe with the right fit for running, hiking, or walking? RTS Outfitters in Marion is just for you. At RTS Outfitters, they do a unique 4-step fitting process that reveals your gait and foot characteristics. The right shoe with the right fit just for you to help reduce injuries and increase comfort. RTS Outfitters carries top brands like Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, North Face, Garmin, and more, plus accessories and hydration supplies. Visit RTS Outfitters in Marion or at rtsoutfitters.com.
Grab your gear and bring the whole family to the John A. Logan College celebration of National Hunting and Fishing Days, September 27th and 28th on the college's Carterville campus. Experience the largest celebration of National Hunting and Fishing Days in the country, featuring over 100 vendors and activities for the whole family. September 27th and 28th at John A. Logan College. Admission is free and parking is just $5. Brought to you by John A. Logan College and title sponsor Oasis Outdoors. Visit SIHFD.org for more details.
Welcome back to Herrin High School. Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark with you as we're just moments away from kickoff here in this cross-county rivalry game here between the Carterville Lions and the Herrin Tigers. Looking back a week ago, just to kind of get in some of those stats from a week ago, that win over Charleston Trojans. Andy Johnson was outstanding, 7 of 12, 162 yards throwing. You had Cameron Gibbs that came in 2 for 2. He was 30 yards throwing. Rushing-wise, Johnny Miller was outstanding, 151 yards on 17 carries. Cal Dunning, just 2 carries, but he popped for 43 yards. The guy was fast.
Yeah, like Coach Diel said, he took a few of the hits away from Johnny so that Johnny could get a little bit of rest there, and Cal did a nice job and made the most of his opportunity.
Shout out to Hayden Harrell, who wound up with 84 yards in the passing game on catches. Marion got the touchdown at Charleston, had another big catch. He wound up with 48 yards on the night.
Yeah, I was watching Amarion's touchdown catch earlier today, and he did a really nice job catching the ball. It was a little low and behind him, and he turns and spins with the ball and gets hit at the 6-yard line and carries 2 defenders into the end zone. He made a really good play on that one.
I would like to see him get he's so athletic and long and so fast and
good hands.
He's got good hands and so hopefully the week that he had on the road at Charleston, we're going to get to see more of that as the season goes on because it's needed. Mm-hmm. We got good receivers in Cappy and Harrell and to get him in that mix there, boy, that would just be beneficial to this Lions offense.
Obviously, the more threats and the more diverse types of threats, you get guys who can go deep, who catch the screen well, who run off, run through the middle, and he just adds a different level of depth for our receiving core. Zach Carter has done a really good job of catching the ball so far this year. And how about our defense last week? What do we have? 2 interceptions, 1 pick six?
Yeah, they've been outstanding, and also got to give credit to that second string D that came in there in that second half. They played well as well, just like the starters did.
Yeah, like we said, everybody made the most of their opportunities. Really good job of filling in the spots and getting the business taken care of, like Coach Diel said. And hopefully tonight the Lions show up again.
So the coin toss was won by the Herrin Tigers. They deferred, so the Lions are going to get the ball to start here coming up in moments. The Lions are over with Coach Brett Diel over on that far sideline, the Herrin Tigers, and first-year head coach Nathan Leiber. Nathan, a 2015 graduate at Carterville High School. That was the team that played Herrin in the quarterfinals.
Yep.
There at Carterville, and just a good dude. He's just a good dude.
Yeah, he's always kept close ties to Carterville and has been in communications, got a lot of friends there, and he's contributed to the school before he took off on his other endeavors and his other jobs. But Nathan Leiber he's top notch. He's quality Carterville product there. And
he's come into a program, that frankly it's a rebuild.
Yeah.
And like from the ground up, they're a long way from the great Herrin Tiger teams that we saw with Coach Jason Carnes, that were just so strong every single year. But he's the kind of kid, Nathan is, that he's a hard worker who put his nose to the grindstone, and he'll work it out, and he'll get this program back.
Coach Diel mentioned earlier, he's very intelligent. I've had him in class, and I've known him for a long time. Like I said, he did his undergraduate student teaching with my wife, and she always talks about how bright he is. He's a bright young man, and he understands the situation and knows what needs to be done, and you're just not going to outwork him either.
No, absolutely not. And like Coach said on the postgame when we were talking, or on the pregame when we were talking about it, I said, have you ever coached one of your former students? And he thought for a second. He said, I don't believe so. This may be the first, but he said tonight I want to keep it that he's the student by then when it's all said and done.
Well, you know what that means is Coach Dial's getting old.
He's old. That's exactly. As soon as I shut the mic off, that's what I said because I didn't want recorded what his reply may be.
I'll say it out loud. Yeah.
The Herrin Tigers are being introduced here on their home field. I think talking to Coach earlier, they're going to be home for 4 of their next 5 games.
Yeah, and I like the on-field introduction to the starting lineup, whether you're offensive or defensive lineup you're starting. I do like calling names out running through the tunnel. That was always a highlight of my high school career, was getting to run through the tunnel, get my name called, because I was a lineman. It didn't get called very often.
And nowadays schools
they don't
don't do it.
Just walk out and play. And
yep.
It's a really cool tradition. They've done it here for a long time, and I like to see it myself. When I was the PA for the football program, I tried to get that going again. I really wanted to announce lineups, and it never really stuck. But I do like starting lineups.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. It's kind of cool, that they got their big tiger that they'll come out running through down toward the north end zone here when they take the field. So, one of the few schools in the region that they still do the starting lineups before the game. Carterville going to be wearing their road whites, the white over white pants with the orange helmet, Lions on the side. Herrin Tigers, black pants, the orange jerseys, black numbers on the back, and the black helmets that say Herrin down at the side. I kind of miss that H logo that they used to have on the side of their helmets. But as we mentioned, the Herrin Tigers, they won the toss, but they deferred, so Carterville is going to get the ball to start things off. Thank you for tuning in here on News Radio WJPF. Also, the live stream is up and running. One of the things you'll notice if you're watching the live stream, you'll see some reflections on the glass in front of us. Not really anything I can do. We've got some pretty strong lights behind us, and so we just gotta deal with that. But Carterville's going to be moving right to left to start things off. Herrin Tigers getting set to kick off. And they're kicking away left to right. Doing the kicking for the Herrin Tigers.
He's a good one.
He's a good one. Here it comes. And it's going to be a short kick taken at about the 10. Out on the far side, cutting across and bringing it up to about the 35-yard line. That's Reggie Wilson for the Carterville Lions.
He did a really good job of staying behind that ball, coming up, catching it on the run, and got a few extra yards because of it. Took it all the way out to the 30-yard line. It's a good start for the Lions.
The 11:52 mark. Lions' first offensive possession, and quarterback Andy Johnson brings his offense with him, including Hayden Harold, Drake Cappy, Aiden Swallers. You got Jamie Jones, Johnny Miller, the running back. Johnny averaging about 6.8 carries, yards per carry. He's got 6 touchdowns. He's carried the ball 78 times for 533 yards. He's third in Southern Illinois in rushing.
He's ran so well, but tip your hat to the offensive line.
Absolutely. Johnson turns around, gives it to Miller. Miller runs into a couple of defenders right there where he's wrapped up. It's going to be a short loss, bringing up 2nd down and 10 now for the Lions.
Yeah, a little confusion there on the front. He ran right into the back of, looked like Jackson Smith, and then didn't have anywhere to go. Tried to redirect, but Herrin had already, they were all over it already.
So it's a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. Just underway here at Herrin, week 4 of your high school football season. As Johnson has trip receivers here near side. Miller, the running back. Swing pass here to the near side. Hayden Harrell with the catch. Gets a nice block across the 40, the 45, across midfield before being dropped out of bounds right here in front of us. Big gain for the Carterville Lions. It's going to move the chains.
Yeah, it's simply a numbers game. When you look out there and you've got one-on-one matchups and one of the players has a safety covering him and he's 8 or 10 yards off the ball, you might as well just get it to him right there, and that's what Carterville had. They took it, and it's going to create a first down every time if they continue to let that happen.
So it's 1st and 10. It's at the Herrin 48-yard line after that first down. Pass from Johnson to Hayden Harrell. Ball is on the near hash, moving right to left. Johnson from the shotgun gives it to Miller, straight up the gut, off left guard. Spins around, picks up about 5, maybe 6 yards. Looks like it's going to be 5 yards. 2nd down and 5 now for the Lions.
Yeah, Carterville just runs that little inside trap, and everybody blocks down. You pull the backside guard, he kicks out, and it's going to leave at least 6 or 7 yards of space every time.
So it's at the 44-yard line of the Herrin Tigers. Less than 2 minutes gone on the clock. And the 4th play of the drive for Carterville. Johnson, no sleeves on Johnson. Bare arms, white jersey, takes the snap, swing pass far side. Caught out there by Drake Cappy. Cappy got a little block. Looks like he's got enough for the first down for your Lions.
Nice job of Cappy coming back and getting that ball, keeping his knee off the ground. He had to go low to pick it up. But also, really good job by Zach Carter out there. Had a nice one-on-one block and turned his man out and gave Cappy some room to run.
That's the one thing that we've seen from the Lions receivers this year is that
They're
not catching the ball. They're doing a good job blocking.
They do block downfield.
Ball is at the 35 of Herrin. Johnson, trip receivers near side. And it's the give to Miller. Miller breaks free down the far side. Picks up some chunk yards before getting popped down at about the 17-yard line. Another first down. That's the 3rd first down on this drive for the Lions.
Yeah, good job blocking there on the right side for the Lions.
The ball is at the 17, looks like. Johnson gives it to Miller. Miller's wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. Flag comes in late. Maybe a hold that's in the area of a hold. We'll see what the call is going to be. It is a hold against Carterville Lions, so that's going to come back. First penalty of the game on the Carterville Lions. 9:40 on the first quarter clock. First drive for either team.
You know, things like that, the penalty is, that's going to stall your drive. You got to play clean, got to play smart. You don't need to hold. You could take 0 gain if you have to on first down, but you don't want to take a -10.
Brings it back to the 27-yard line. So it's going to be 1st and 15. instead of 2nd and 5.
Once again, the secondary of Herrin's giving our receivers a lot of space to work over here.
And Johnson looks to throw again, finds Miller coming out of the backfield, trucks the defender, and falls down at the 20-yard line. Just ran right over the defender, did Johnny Miller.
Yeah, both receivers tried to run the defensive players off, and Miller goes right in a little soft spot underneath and went one-on-one with one of the defensive backs, and Miller won that one.
So it's 2nd and 12 now for Carterville. Just a 3-yard gain. Ball is right at the 20-yard line. So the ball is on the near hash. Carterville right to left. Johnson, shotgun to Miller. Miller straight up the gut. Just puts his head down, gets behind Big Jackson Smith, and just follows his block. Picks up another chunk yardage right there. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 7, it looks like.
Yeah, Carterville pulls Bryce Ryman, gets him leading through the hole, and then they run their Okie back, which was Jamie Jones on that one right in the front, and he had a lot of good blocking in front of him, and Johnny just doesn't mess around. He's going to hit the hole. He's going to hit it hard. He'll take those 6 yards.
Gain of 6 on that play, so here it is. Big 3rd down for the Lions, 3rd and 7. Johnson again to Johnny Miller, and good defense by the Herrin Tigers. About 3 or 4 of them wrap Miller up short of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, credit to Herrin. They seem to be collapsing on that hole pretty quickly. A lot of gang tackles, and they've got a lot of guys in the box there. They're trusting their receivers or their corners to cover one-on-one, and so far they've had that happen.
So looks like Carterville is going to go for it here this evening. Andy Johnson gets the play from the sideline.
Wonder if we'll see a hard snap here, or we haven't seen the option yet today either.
We have not. Miller is the tailback. He's on his right hip of Johnson. Johnson from the shotgun. Swing pass right side. Nice block. That should be 1st down yardage for the Lions down the far sideline. Caught and touchdown for your Carterville Lions. From the 14-yard line, Andy Johnson. Nice swing pass out to the far side, and the Carterville Lions score on the touchdown.
Trying to get the receiver on that. Looks like it was Hayden Harrell, number 1, Hayden Harrell on that play.
It's hard to tell from our location.
I had a little help.
Corner. Yeah, I know you did. So on to do the kicking for the Lions. Austin Harris. And the kick is good. Carterville here at the 7:04 mark of this first quarter lead the Herrin Tigers 7-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds on News Radio WJPF.
Growing up in Southern Illinois, you learn the importance of helping others.
The reflections are not a problem. They're not on the field of play. Kind of just looks like a little grill smoke.
Saluki men's basketball team. It's also why I'm glad to be a Banterra customer, because they support our communities. Plus, I can open my account online and with their Saluki Visa debit card.
Stream good so far. I've had a couple of bumpers.
It was Gavin Johnson, I'm sure. He's been, yeah.
For me, Banterra Bank, official partner of Saluki Athletics, member FBS.
He'd been out with an injury. Yeah, it was Gavin Johnson. Yeah, number 33.
Carterville is a locally owned and operated business serving Southern Illinois for over 20 years, specializing in much more than commercial or residential lawn care. Joseph McMahon and his crew can do snow removal, bush hogging, tree trimming or tree removal, landscaping maintenance, and much more. Call 534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. 534-8148. That's 534-8148.
Back here at Herrin, it's Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark with you. Lions take the first drive in. They lead it 7-0 on the road at Herrin. The kickoff to the Tigers and popped right at the 37-yard line. Big time hit there. And
Braden Brown, once again, we see a lot of emotion from him. He's defensive end, and he loves to hit people. He is a big, physical defensive end.
Yes, he is.
And it seemed like a clean hit. I mean, he went chest to chest with him. He was just stronger.
So Herrin has it, the 6:56 mark. It's going to be 1st and 10. And the ball is going to be at the Herrin 38-yard line. Lions up 7-0 here on the road at Herrin. So quarterback Jackson Hudson, the 5'10 sophomore, weighs about 170 pounds.
There must have been a
there was a fumble.
Carterville
got it back. I'm sorry. And a long pass down the far sideline. That looks like a Marion Adams out there with the catch. Oh, my.
Quite the turn of events here that came up on us. I didn't see. I was watching the hit. I did not see the ball come loose.
I did not either.
I'm seeing it here. I don't.
Big pass by Johnson to Marion Adams. Now it is 1st and 10. The ball is inside the 10. The handoff to Johnny Miller, and he's wrapped up right there. My apologies on missing that. Didn't even see the officials.
I was looking out there. I thought, what a unusual offensive formation for Herrin here.
Yeah, I did too. Why is there a running back 20 yards off the ball?
I looked at the Carterville side of the ball and thought, how are we reacting to that? And we had an offense out there. It was probably a good coaching move on Coach Diel's part.
2nd and 7 from the 9-yard lines. Carterville can get a 1st down. Johnson, 2 receivers near side, gives it to Miller once again. No, Johnson on the keeper. Off to the corner, dives in. Touchdown for the Carterville Lions, a 9-yard touchdown pass. And or touchdown run from your quarterback, Andy Johnson. How about that? So a quick turn of events. And that comes here at the 6:09 mark. Back-to-back TDs for Carterville. So Lions out for the extra point. Again, for the Lions, Austin Harris. The kick is up, and it is good. And so Carterville got the fumble on the kick return, and they score from 9 yards out by Andy Johnson. They lead it 14-0 here in the first quarter on News Radio WJPF.
Don't let the name fool you. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, represents more than just electricians.
That's
the IBEW
kicker.
Is made up of Southern
Gavin
Illinois
Johnson?
linemen,
Yeah.
tree trimmers,
I thought he was wearing 32.
No, it's 33.
Factory workers, construction workers, and many more. So when you support the IBEW, you're really supporting Southern Illinois. Help make Southern Illinois a brighter place. Put your trust in the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all.
The Bank of Herrin has been serving Southern Illinois since 1937, offering everything from checking and savings accounts to loans and a full-service trust department. With convenient locations and a dedicated professional staff, our outreach and involvement in the communities we serve plays an integral role in how we do business, proving it's not just a bank, it's a relationship. The Bank of Herrin. Find out more at bankofherrin.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Short kick on the kickoff by the Lions, taken by the Herrin Tigers. And so they're going to have pretty decent field position as they're going to start off at their own 38-yard line. But how about that start to the game for the Carterville Lions?
It's exactly what Coach Diel and company were hoping to do. They came out and had a good offensive drive, quick turnover, another quick score. Hopefully what you do is you kind of throw a little water on any enthusiasm or any excitement that Herrin had coming out to get this game started.
Good way to put it. So Jackson Hudson, the quarterback for the Lions, the sophomore. He's got his running back left and right, and it's the keeper right up the gut. It's going to be just a short gain, a gain of about 1 yard by the Herrin Tigers, bringing up 2nd down and 9.
Wasn't much available there for the run up the middle. Carterville defensive line really does a nice job of filling those gaps. And then you've got your linebackers in there with Carter Jones and Andy Johnson, and they just don't let anything get past them.
No, they don't. So it's going to be a gain of 2. 2nd and 8 now from the 40-yard line for the Tigers. Tigers bring a man in motion. That's Burnt. He settles in the slot on the right side. Hudson is going to keep it himself, trying to get to the corner. Gets out to about the 40, wrapped up and driven out of bounds. Nice job on the pursuit there by the Carterville Lions, as it was Carter Jones that got a hold of the quarterback for the Herrin Tigers.
you know, Herrin will run a lot of inside traps, but sometimes they just zone block. And what that means is they'll all wall down and go to the one direction. And if you're a linebacker and you read that, you can go because you know that that's where the ball is going. And Carter Jones did a fantastic job seeing it in pursuit, makes a tackle, not much of a gain to speak of.
Ball is at the 42. Gain of 2, so it's 3rd and 6 now for the Tigers. They're left to right on your radio dial. They trail 14-0 here in the first quarter. Jackson's throw over the head of his intended receiver, Jacoby Stubbs. He did a good job of getting a hand on that ball because if he didn't, looked like a couple of Lions right there, they could have picked that off.
Yeah, and the ball got out there fast. As soon as he turned around, the ball was already on him. He's lucky he got a piece of it to keep it from going right into the hands of Zach Carter.
So Hudson brings his team to the line of scrimmage. Ball is on the near hash. This is 4th down and 6 for Herrin. They're going for it. One receiver left, one to the right. Hudson looks back. Now he steps back toward punting position.
He will punt, and Carterville's just going to drop Jack Dotson back in coverage.
Yep. And kick got it away. Takes a hop at about the 30-yard line down to about the 20. And inside the 20, it's going to be down at the 18-yard line. So that's where Carterville is going to take over. 1st and 10 here with 5:05 showing on the first quarter clock. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Malone's Early Learning Center in Carterville. They offer programs for infants to school-age children as well as pre-K and Head Start. It's the best care anywhere. That's at Malone's Early Learning Center. Lions lead at 14-0 here in the first quarter, 5:05 on the clock. 3rd possession of the game for Carterville. So we got 2 receivers here to the near side, 2 out to the far side for Andy Johnson. Backfield by himself, throws it out the far side. Nice catch out there by Carterville. And on the reception for the Lions, that was...
Looked like Zach Carter.
Zach, yeah.
And Zach could have been Drake Cappy. But both of those guys just getting better and better every week out there on that receiving end. And again, like we mentioned a minute ago, Herrin's just giving us 8 yards off the ball. And so you're going to see a lot of those hitches, a lot of those screens.
Take
Try
advantage.
to get a one-on-one and take it, yeah.
Take advantage of it. Now it's Miller that gets the handoff. One man to beat, slides by him, grabbed by the ankle and finally tripped up, but not before picking up a 1st down for the Lions to move the chains. So it's 1st and 10 now for the Lions with the ball at about the 31-yard line.
Herrin defensive back did a really good job. Number 11, Gabe Eldridge, came all the way up and made that tackle. And if he hadn't have been there, I think Johnny would have been off to the races.
I agree. Ball's on the near hash. Clock ticks, 4:10 remaining here in the opening quarter. Lions up 14-0. Johnson rolls right, throws right. Has his man out there on the far side. That's Jamie Jones. Jones puts his head down, picks up the 1st down and more for the Carterville Lions. Got to the sticks. Good job by Jamie Jones.
You know, Jamie does a great job of all the responsibilities he has. They have him as their Okie back, blocking back. They may split him out wide. They may run him up there as a tight end. You don't ever know where he's going to line up. But he's a threat anytime he gets out there because not only can he catch a pass, but he runs hard.
And he's so stinking strong.
Yes.
It's crazy. Johnson gives it to Miller. Miller got a couple of yards there at the line of scrimmage, popped and driven back. It's going to be a gain of about 3 for the running back for the Carterville Lions, the junior, the 5'11", 180-pound junior, who averages about 6.8 yards per carry.
Herrin has been really good about pursuing to the ball. They're not just making one guy do all the work with the tackle because it takes more than one guy to bring down Johnny Miller or Jamie Jones. And there they bring a whole group of Lions or group of Tigers in there on that play and did a really good job of finishing that off.
So it is 2nd and 7 now for this Lions offense. 2 receivers left, one to the far side. Johnson again to Miller, straight up the gut for Johnny. And he picks up free and gets free down the sideline. Coming in with the ball. Did the ball come out? Is that Miller?
No, that's
Johnson.
Johnson kept it. It looked like he handed off to Miller. I think everybody saw that. I think everybody else saw that as well. But Andy Johnson got it and broke free and just got pulled down from behind on the sideline. We might see a horse collar penalty at the end of this play.
Wow, what a fake that was. Got everybody. That Miller took a pop as he came through the line of scrimmage, and I thought maybe he broke free, but it was Johnson on the keeper. A quarterback sneak, and he picked up big yardage, carries it down deep into Herrin Tiger territory, and they are putting some yardage on that as well. They're going to set it down at the Herrin 6-yard line, so it's 1st and goal from the 6 for the Lions. Lions at the line of scrimmage. Everybody in tight. Miller, the tailback. Fullback in front. Give to Miller. He falls forward. Gain of a couple, maybe 3 yards there on that carry by Carterville.
Yeah, it looked like he got tripped up in the backfield. Carterville got in their goal line defense, and you know how much I like watching him get underneath center and just run it right at you. When you've got Jackson Smith in the middle of your line and his 2 guards sitting beside him with Ryman and Jackson Labatt right now, they're really doing a good job of controlling that spot.
2nd and goal from the 4 for the Lions. Johnson under center. Turns around, gives it to his fullback, right up the gut. That should be a first or a touchdown for the Lions. It is. On the carry for Carterville.
Looked like Carter Jones.
Carter Jones picks up the 4-yard touchdown. Carter, the fullback, takes the handoff from Andy Johnson.
Andy comes up and he finds that soft spot in the defense, and he's got a few options. He can hand it to the first man through, he can carry it through himself on the weak side, or he can hand it off to Johnny, and he just continues to make good decisions. It's
Gavin Johnson on for the extra point. I got that wrong with the first 2, but he boots that one through. And here at the 1:56 mark of this first quarter, the Carterville Lions have jumped out to a 21-0 lead over the Herrin Tigers. We still have a 1:56 remaining here in the first quarter. We'll be back in 60 seconds on News Radio WJPF.
It's the restaurant you've heard about all your life. One of Southern Illinois' most unique spots for burgers, fries, rings, and now full of whipping energy has car hops. Now you can still go in.
This is from the 36. This is from the 36.
And don't forget about the hot dogs and the barbecues. But the minute you pull onto the lot at the whip, out pops a car hop.
He was on the 44 when he took off.
From the 44 down to where?
Looks like he carried it all the way down to the
6.
To the 6.
That's what I had.
Central Hospital for Animals in Carbondale, Marion, Herrin, and Harrisburg has been taking care
After the penalty, it took it to the 6.
Now offering the VI Pet Plan by Snout.
Well, yeah, he might have went out on the 16 though. It's probably a 10. Yeah, I think he went out on the 16. Maybe I can see it from this angle. I cannot see it from this angle.
Need flea and tick prevention? They offer 12-month injectables for dogs, as well as Brevecto Quantum, only available at Central Hospital for Animals.
Kick is on the ground for the Carterville Lions. It's taken at about the 22-yard line, trying to get to the outside and cut back up for the Herrin Tigers. On the return, that was Jacoby Stubbs for the Herrin Tigers. So
Keaton Basolo on the tackle there. Good job on him. We keep seeing his name a lot on the special teams, getting in on those plays.
Tigers 1st and 10 with the ball at the 36-yard line. So Carterville jumped out here in this first quarter, 21-0. Nice run from Andy Johnson to pick up some chunk yard. Had picked up the horse collar penalty as well, so it tacked on. Carterville scores on the 4-yard touchdown run. And on the end around, it's Jacoby Stubbs trying to get a block out on the far side and pushed out of bounds.
I think I saw a flag come in, unless my eyes were deceiving me.
Yeah, I don't see it.
I don't see anything marked off. Could have been a mouthpiece or a shoe for all I know.
2nd and 10, no gain on that carry by Stubbs. So the ball's still at the 36-yard line. So Hudson, the sophomore quarterback, from the shotgun, puts a man in motion. That's Stubbs. Hudson's going to keep it himself, reverses back the other way, and popped out of bounds over on the far sideline. Picked up some yards. It's going to be a gain of about 2, though, bringing up a 3rd down and 8 with the ball at about the 30.
Good job of making something out of nothing. I think they were doing a little misdirection. He was going to come back towards the weak side. Jamie Jones had closed that off, and then he just turned around and tried to take out the other end.
Jackson Hudson comes to the sideline, got the play call. He returns to the huddle. Here come the Tigers. Ball's over toward the far hash at their own 38-yard line. Bring a man around to the right side of the line. Now the end receiver splits up. Hudson, the left-hander, throws it out. Nice catch off the turf. It's going to be short of a 1st down. Now on the reception by Ryan Latuda for the Herrin Tigers.
Jeremiah Bouchard and Carson Davis in the backfield forces that throw, forces it to be a little bit low anyway, but a lot of pressure coming off our defensive line there.
4th and 7 now for the Herrin Tigers from their own 39-yard line. Jackson lines up from the shotgun. We'll see what he does. Puts his mouthpiece in. Looks over, looks at the play clock. Still 10 seconds on the play clock, wanting to run it down. Just 7 on the game clock.
He may just
this
let the
will be the
quarter
last play. Yeah, I think it is going to be the end of the first quarter. Carterville Lions, what a good first quarter it was for the Lions. They lead it 21-0. We're heading to the second here on News Radio WJPF.
Who know and love Southern Illinois. First Southern Bank is a community bank that cares for and gives back to the communities we serve. Locally owned, local people, local decisions, and locations throughout Southern Illinois to serve you. First Southern Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Visit First Southern Bank at firstsouthernbank.net.
Yep. Back here at Herrin High School, updating a couple of scores. A big game in Southern Illinois is Benton at DuQuoin this evening. Or excuse me, DuQuoin at Benton. And the Rangers lead at 13-7 over the Indians. As here come the Tigers. They kick the ball away. And a nice return there from Carterville. Jack Dodson takes it. And that's where Carterville is going to start 1st and 10 here in this second quarter.
Dodson in a position to get underneath that ball and return it. The last time they punted the ball, it rolled out an extra 15 yards. So he decides he's going to take it, and he gets hit almost immediately by Jacoby Stubbs and gets brought down, but still good result, good play by Jack to go ahead and step up and make that play.
Ball is at the 42-yard line of the Lions. Now moving left to right here on your radio dial. Andy Johnson tripped 4 receivers over there to the far side. Miller, the running back, is lined up in the backfield as a receiver. Spread out to the left. One here on the near side, spread offense. Quick pass to Miller. Got a block out there and was pulled down from behind. Nice tackle to keep a 1st down from happening there for Johnny Miller. But nice blocking again out there.
Yeah, they had Miller way behind the line of scrimmage. They had him set up about
7 yards.
7 or 8 yards off the ball, which puts a lot of space between him and who's over the top of him. If you guys are making blocks out there on the end, and they have been, it's guaranteed to be a gain if you catch it.
So it's 2nd down and 7 from the 49. Johnson puts his, I think Carterville jumped early.
I would agree with that.
I think in the slot there that may have been Jamie Jones that jumped early. So that's going to back him up just a touch. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Stephen Rich's Barber Styling for men, women, and children. offering cuts, styling, and perming. Walk-ins are welcome right there on South Division Street in Carterville. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8. Johnson from the shotgun. Ball from the far hash. Miller takes the handoff. Ooh, tripped up, but kept his feet churning and gets out near midfield. He's going to be brought down short at about the 49. So Carterville is looking at a 3rd down and about 3.
Really impressive display of balance on that play for Johnny Miller. He got hit and twisted and turned and still ended up getting his shoulder pads pointing in the right direction to pick up a couple more yards after the initial hit.
And we've seen that from him all season.
Oh, yeah.
Where he likes to spin, and, man, he doesn't lose any steps when he does it. So it's 3rd and 3 for the Lions. Johnson from the near hash. Gives it to his tailback. Oh, no, Johnson on the keeper. Falls forward. Are they going to give him the 1st down? I think it's going to be just a touch short. Maybe about a half yard short as the near side official walks out.
You know, we talk about Carterville's line, and we mentioned it quite a bit. Go ahead.
It was enough for the 1st down, sorry.
Good deal. We talk about it quite a bit, but when they come up to the line of scrimmage on that last play, you had senior Jackson Smith look over and communicate with his guard, which is junior P.J. Huizinga, and his tackle on that side, sophomore Braden Morse, and they're getting themselves on the same page as soon as they walk up and they know what they see. Like, that's what good leadership should do. That's what a good offensive line does. They're not just out there to run at you and hit people. And he's got 2 seniors on his left side, and they're going to take care of business. But he's making sure the young guys know where they're going.
Yep, absolutely. Jamie Jones in motion, swing pass out to the far side. That's caught by Hayden Harrell. Harrell trying to work off the block set out there by Jamie Jones, but great defensive play by the Herrin Tigers. And coming up and making the stop.
Still going to chalk that up to a 6-yard passing play, but a nice tackle. He got up under his shoulder pads and got him lifted a little bit and pushed him back.
I think that may have been Boyer for the Tigers. That was an outstanding tackle. So it is 2nd down and about 5 with the ball at the 42-yard line of Herrin. Johnson. 1 receiver left, 1 to the near side. Miller is his tailback. Miller takes it. 1st down. Should be close to a 1st down. It's going to be just about a half a yard short now. So 3rd down and less than 1 as they carried it out to about the 39-yard line. Lions lead this game 21-0. They're driving. This is the 6th play of the drive.
You have to be able to have sustained drives, multiple plays in a row without making mistakes. That's what's going to help you win a lot of ball games. Here we go with the shift overload to the right.
Yep. Fullback takes the handoff, has the 1st down. Picks up about 5 or 6 on that carry. Nonetheless, moves the chains, and that was the intent of that. Everybody in tight, strong side right.
When you come up to the line of scrimmage and you see the defense is not where you want them to be and you shift those guys over, they're going to move their strength. And when they move their strength, it might open up that spot, and you can just a little hinge there get you through that hole there.
Taking it, that was a gain of 5. They carried it down to the 34, so fresh set of downs now for Carterville. Trying to extend this 21-0 lead. Fake the pitch to Miller. Johnson turns around, fires it. Man wide open. Jamie Jones got behind the defender, and a 34-yard beautiful pass from Andy Johnson to Jamie Jones.
Yeah, nice pass. Jamie just had to catch that one, reel that one in. He just don't screw that one up. He got wide open. There was nobody on that half of the field whenever the ball was thrown.
Beautiful. Everybody bit on the fake pitch to Johnny Miller. Johnson rolls left, then pulls the ball down and wings it to wide open Jamie Jones. And we got a penalty. I think it's going to be against the Lions. Somebody was moving. Don't see that very often from the Lions.
No.
Not on an extra point. It's going to back him up. Carterville will kick it again.
on that touchdown pass, it looked like a misdirection. The safety that was on that side had no receivers coming his way, and so he sees Andy rolling out to that side, and he thinks, I've got to go up and help. And when he goes up and help, that's when you've got Jamie dragging across the middle. Well, the safety on Jamie's side thought that he was going to pass him off, didn't realize his partner got sucked up to the line of scrimmage, which left a huge hole in the backfield.
Well executed by the Lions, and
really good play. It was a really smart, well-drawn-up play.
So they back up the Lions here for the extra point.
So far Gavin has shown that he's got the leg to get it there from that distance. So he's at the 15, but it's still just worth 1 point.
Gavin Johnson, 6'3", sophomore. They finally get the ball placement right. There's the whistle from the white hat. The extra point attempt. Gavin Johnson, hold. The kick is up, and it's good. Good job, Gavin. And the Lions lead it 28-0 here at the 7:07 mark of the first half. We'll be back in 60 on News Radio WJPF.
Ralph Small Engine is your full-service repair shop that keeps your equipment running year-round.
He went from the
At
44
Ralph's,
to the
they
16.
treat each customer
Nobody
like
say
family.
it.
They offer the best brands in the business, like Hustler, Skag, Echo, and DeWalt. Financing is available.
34 yards that way, and then another,
Just get you into the equipment you need.
11 yards, yeah.
Family owned since 19.
Yeah, another 6, 34 and 6. It's 40 yards.
Highway 51, just
Yeah.
south of Elkville. Best of luck this season.
As a parent, you want the best care for your family, and at Shawnee Health, we provide just that. I'm Dr. Kai Fancy.
Hey, there's that score on DuQuoin Benton was updated. It's 7-7, not.
Practitioners Amanda Reynolds and Teresa Johnson offer comprehensive care for every member of your family, from newborns to grandparents. Whether it's checkups, managing conditions, or sports physicals, our Carterville team is here to keep your family healthy. Call to schedule an appointment or visit ShawneeHealth.com. Go Lions!
Carterville kicks the ball away, and he goes out of bounds over on the far sideline. So Herrin's going to have good field position. Updating a couple of scores. Mater Dei leads Harrisburg 14-0. Correction on the score from Benton. Earlier it was showing 13-7, but that's been backed up. It's 7-7 in the second quarter. Nashville popping AJ 27-0, and Massac and Murphy are tied 7-7. Last score we had there was in the first quarter. Here come the Herrin Tigers. 6:51 remaining until halftime. They've got it at their own 35 to start. This is their third drive of the game. So quarterback Jackson Hudson and the Herrin offense makes their way to the line of scrimmage. Ball at the 35 at the far hash. Moving right to left. Hudson, the left-hander, hands it to his tailback, Latuda, and Latuda falls forward for a gain of about 1. They're going to give him 2 yards on that carry. Hughes was the ball carrier, not Latuda.
Luke Barnhart, Jeremiah Bouchard really taking control of the interior part of that line.
The line has been outstanding.
Both of those ended up on top of the running back on that play, and he's going to feel that one tomorrow.
That was Dennis Hughes on the carry for the Tigers. 2nd down and 8. The ball at the 36-yard line. Right in the middle of the field, right on the crown, the ball rests. Lions shift on the defensive line. They swing the pass out here to the near side off the fingertips of Braden Burnt. And it was, Burnt had Jamie Jones closing in quickly along with, for the Lions, Braden Brown. Bearing down on you, that'll cause you to short arm those.
Make it hard to
every
pull
once
that
in a while.
catch in, yeah. Braden Burnt would be familiar with those kids. I think he went to school at Carterville for a few years.
Did he?
Yes.
So Tigers, 3rd down and 9. 6 minutes on the clock here until halftime. Hudson rolls left, feels some pressure, wings it out, caught, but it's going to be short of the first down. It was caught by Braden Burnt. Burnt was popped there defensively by Jack Dodson, who came in to push him out of bounds.
Nice job by the sophomore quarterback rolling out, staying poised, under control. He had a slew of Carterville Lions bearing down on him, and he makes a good throw out to the man running to the sideline. Nice play by Burnt to pull that one in.
And he's a lefty, and it's hard when you're rolling left, trying to throw with a left hand. You know, get your feet under you, got the completion, picked up some short yards. So it's 4th and 3 now for the Tigers, showing they're going to go for it as Hudson is working from the shotgun, but a timeout is called by the officials. And it looks like Burnt has to come out of the game, maybe an equipment issue. So in to replace him is Adrian Orr. Orr steps out here on the near side. Receiver trips here to the left. Hudson looks right, throws it right, incomplete. Great.
Nice play.
Yeah, Reggie out there on coverage. The ball falls incomplete. So the Lions are going to get it back. 5:53. Oh, Carterville picks up a roughing the passer call. Didn't see it. I was watching the ball as it tracked out.
I didn't either. It was a nice play by Wilson. He did not pass interfere, but I couldn't get an angle on the roughing the passer. I don't know where that came in.
So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. They push it into Carterville territory. Their first time in Carterville territory. They have it at the Carterville 44.
Yeah, on that roughing the passer, he released that ball, and he took a shot right in the head by defensive end, knocks him down.
So it's 1st and 10 from the 44. Hudson rolls left, throws it up, caught here on the near side before being drug out of bounds. That's Burns. And Burns is slow to get up. Coming in to make the tackle for the Lions, Drake Cappy. As he rode Burnt out of bounds, spun him to the turf. Herrin wants a penalty. But it was enough to get the first down. It moves the chain, so it's 1st and 10. So the ball out to the 33 of Carterville, 1st and 10. So here's the best drive of the Tigers on the evening. They trail 28-0. Hudson gives it to his fullback. That's Hughes. Hughes off the right side. He's dropped after a short gain of about 1.
You know, Herrin's had a little success throwing the ball today, and we knew that they were going to throw it some. They're not a spread team, but they do pass it, not always just when they have to, but they'll throw it when you're not ready for it. And that's really been the only way they've been able to gain yards tonight. They have not ran the ball very effectively at this point in time. And so Carterville's going to have to make that adjustment and get a little tighter on those receivers.
So it's 2nd down for Carterville. Brings a man in motion, but Hudson feels some pressure, got away. He's going to keep it himself. About 3 Lions right there, drive him out of bounds. Hudson had some pressure, couldn't get rid of it. And it's going to be 3rd down and 11 as he couldn't get back to the line of scrimmage.
No, but he's done a really good job of keeping the play alive with his feet. There's a couple of times that I thought he was dead to rights, and he gets himself away from it, somehow squeaks out of it, but still nothing to show for it yardage-wise.
4.5 minutes remaining here until halftime. Coming up at halftime, we'll hear from Darren Kennard with the River Radio Sports Central update. Hudson from the shotgun, drops back, pressure, dropped right there. Great job coming in for the Carterville Lions with the pressure. That was Braden Brown. Braden has just been a beast of late, hasn't he?
He has. He's had a fantastic last couple of weeks. He's been played well all year. These last couple of weeks, it's like no one's even trying to block him.
He's just a monster. Tigers need the timeout. Comes here at the 4:06 mark. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Ralph Small Engine on Route 51, just south of Elkville, with full-service repair shop to keep your equipment running. Also brought to you by IBEW Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all. We'll keep it here. Also letting you know, Mayor Brad Robinson in the city of Carterville want to remind you to use caution when you're driving there on North Division Street near the fire station. As construction on the fire station addition, it continues. Also, use caution when driving on South Division Street while crews continue to work on the placement of the new water main. So a lot of work that's taking place there on Division Street in Carterville. Just be careful. Be watching for those construction crews. That's from Mayor Brad Robinson in the city of Carterville. They say, let's go Lions. Coming out of the timeout. Tigers. They have it 3rd down and 11. Actually, it's going to be more. It's going to be 4th and 21. My apologies. And the ball is at the 42-yard line. Hudson, the left-hander, throws it up, puts it up. Intercepted. What a great interception there. Drake Cappy gets his hand on the ball, toe taps the sideline, and that is his 3rd interception of the season, I believe.
I believe
and
so.
Carterville gets the ball back. What an interception.
He's realizing right now if he would have just knocked the ball down, Carterville would have had the ball at about the 35-yard line, but by intercepting it, it turned into a throwing punt. And so we did take over possession.
Yeah.
It was a fantastic catch, but it also cost the Lions 20 yards.
Yep. You're exactly right.
It took a minute, and it finally sunk in. I could see it come right over. His body language said it all on that play.
Yes, I got it. Oh, man. 3rd, or it's 3:59.
And you're right, and that could be a factor because now you have more yardage to go and short time to get there.
That'd be a good song.
Call Jerry Reed, see what he says about that.
There we go. Here comes Andy Johnson. Gives it to his tailback. That's Miller. Miller off the left side gets out. Big yardage there on carry. Probably a gain of about 7 for the Lions. 2nd down and 3. They bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. So it was a gain of 8. 2nd down and 2. Miller has the 1st down. He's driven to the ground there by the Tiger defense as the clock rolls. 3:23 remaining. 1st down moves the chains for the Lions.
And they're going to keep moving the chains. They're going to try to make this the last possession unless they bust one. They're happy to just work their way down. They've still got all of their timeouts left, to the best of my knowledge. So there's plenty of time on the clock.
2 receivers here to the near side. Jones comes in motion. Johnson rolls right, throws right, has his man. Nice catch here on the near side. Break it away for the Lions on the reception by Zach Carter. Zach Carter did a nice job. Break it away from the defender, picking up more yards. 1st down moves the chains again. Back-to-back 1st down plays for the Lions.
Well, like we said, I'm just impressed with Zach Carter's just getting better every week. It
yes,
feels
he
like they're finding more ways to get him involved. He's done a great job defensively. He almost had a pick earlier. And so he's becoming a very key element to this offense right now. And when he does that, it takes pressure off the ones that were getting the ball earlier, Harrell and Cappy and group.
Illegal substitution on the Lions. Don't see one of those calls very often. So it backs him up. That's going to be a big penalty, 15-yard penalty. We'll see where they put the ball down. Illegal substitution for the Lions. That penalty brings the ball, and they put it down. My goodness, this is what it seems like. It's about a 25-yard penalty. They do set it down at looks at about the 13.
The original line of scrimmage was the 25, and now the ball's been moved back. You're right.
Long way for the Lions. Yeah. That seems like it was about a 20-yard penalty on the Lions.
They took it back to the 10.
So instead of going forward, the Lions are going backwards. Back-to-back penalties. So first in the scoreboard here is showing 1st and 42. And tack 5 on that, or maybe that's with the 5. So it's wonder what's your 1st and 42 play, Keenan Clark?
I think they're going to put the ball in the air here.
2-step drop, across the middle, caught. Oh, my goodness. Oh, for the Lions. That was Zach Carter had the ball hit him right in the hands, and he had first down yardage on that.
He did, and he had room. I wanted to say he heard some footsteps, but there was actually some room in front of him. Sometimes you get so excited and you're so open, you're thinking end zone before you think complete that catch, and I think that's what happened on that play.
I think sometimes you're surprised you're that open. You're expecting somebody to be there.
Exactly, and when you get there, you're open and the ball's there. It's like, oh, I'm going all the way. I'm going to house this one, and then next thing you know, you're grabbing your helmet with both hands.
Brett Diel has to call the timeout. He's not a happy camper. He wants his offense on him right now as we have a timeout here with 2:42 remaining. We're going to take a break as well. Lions are up 28-0 here in the second quarter on News Radio WJPF.
Are you looking to enhance the beauty of your home or garden? Look no further than Clark Natural Stone, your go-to destination for rock, decorative stone, mulch, and
sorry.
range of high-quality natural stone products. Clark Natural Stone has something to fit your taste and style. Clark Natural Stone understands your unique wants and needs.
15-yard penalty took him back to the 10.
So if you're looking to make the outside of your home as beautiful as your inside, go 5 miles east of Marion and talk to the folks at Clark Natural Stone. Clark Natural
If it was an illegal, if it was a substitution, it would have been pre-snap. It's a pre-snap penalty. So the play never happened.
Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark with you at Herrin High School here on Friday night, week 4 of the high school football season. 28-0 Carterville. They've got the ball. They got the ball with 3:59, but they've been going backwards. Illegal substitution, a holding penalty. It is 2nd and 47 for the Lions from the 6-yard line. Johnson chucks it across the middle, intended for Jamie Jones, falls incomplete. The defender was right there. Good defense knocks it incomplete, but it's still 3rd and 47 for the Lions.
Yeah, what you're just hoping to do here is, it doesn't look like Herrin's going to give up anything easy deep down the field. That was a tough pass. Even if Jamie catches it, he's got 2 guys right there. They've got him in their crosshairs at that point in time. Maybe try to get the ball to Harrell or one of your speedsters in a little bit of space closer to the line of scrimmage, something you can handle, and then let them do their work after post-catch.
Clock stopped at 2:37 here in the second quarter. Johnson from the shotgun. Brings a man in motion. Throws it to the left side, caught there. Oh, they tried the old hook and ladder. They tried the hook and ladder, and Herrin Tigers come up with it. So Tigers have it. The fumble picked up by the Herrin Tigers, not seeing who got the recovery, but the Tigers got it deep in Carterville territory.
Yeah, they were trying to pitch the ball to Miller. The ball got loose up in the air a little bit.
And so the Tigers have it at the Carterville 15. Here, 2:37. 1st and 10 from the plus 15.
That would be considered a fumble recovery, not an interception.
Yep. So here's Jackson Hudson. What do the Tigers do? They have it in great field position. Flag comes in, throws it left, picked up by the Lions. Diving for it is Carterville's Jamie Jones, but there's a flag. Is it going to stay? It was against.
Illegal procedure.
Yeah.
Looked like maybe a illegal shift against the Tigers. It's already been declined by Carterville. Offense for the Lions coming right back out on the field.
Jamie Jones picks off the pass. So Carterville, a big break there. 1st and 10 now. Jamie Jones dives for that, picks it off. Now let's see what the Lions can do with 2.5 remaining here until halftime. Ball is at the 14-yard line.
I can't see who it is.
Johnson, 2 receivers, trip receivers left. Gives it to Miller. Miller fights his way forward out to about the 23-yard line.
Same situation as before. If you've got 2 timeouts left, you don't have to throw the ball every time to get down the field. You can use your timeouts. 2 minutes is plenty of time to put together a drive.
2nd and 2 with the ball at the 23-yard line. 2 minutes till halftime. Miller off right tackle. Bottled up right there. Good job defensively by the Herrin Tigers. And coming in and leading the charge was Liam O'Brien.
Should be enough for a first down. Looks like they're moving the chains.
Yep. 1st and 10 for Carterville. 1:45 remaining here until half. Ball is at the 25-yard line. Andy Johnson. Ball on the turf. Flag. And apparently the play was stopped. It's going to be motion on the Lions. So that's going to back them up. They lead 28-0 here with 1:35. This ball right now sitting at the 21. So it's going to be 1st and 15 for the Lions. Johnson pumps it left side. Has a receiver out there, but it was way out in front of him.
That's an obvious one there. No doubt on that.
Yep,
one.
a hold.
He practically tackled him 5 yards downfield and wouldn't let him run his route, and so they just threw it over the top, and he's going to get the holding call.
Yep. And so that is what the call is. So we'll see which play the Lions will take. I would think they would take the personal foul. They're saying roughing the passer.
I didn't see the roughing the passer. The
I didn't
pass
either.
interference was absolutely.
There is a flag in the backfield. I see it now. So they move the ball up to the 36-yard line. So it's 1st and 10 from the 36.
I see the roughing the passer. It's the exact same call they called on Carterville. He hit him high as soon as he threw the ball. Like you can't
like
take
in
him,
the head.
Yeah, he hit him
like
right
a
in the
head
helmet.
shot.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Those are too
so
easy.
Johnson
ones.
again throws it deep left side, has a man out there, and it falls incomplete that time.
I think they tried to go back to that same well. They thought, well, if he's
Marion
going to hold,
Adams out there.
Yeah, if you feel like you're beat, you're going to tackle him or try to get a penalty as opposed to give up the touchdown. And they thought, well, let's try it again. Let's take another shot at that.
From the 35, 2nd down. So let's see what Carterville does here with 75 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Lions up 28-0. You're going to hear from Darren Kennard at halftime. We'll recap scores from around Southern Illinois. 1:15 remaining. Johnson rolls left, throws left, has his man out there, and tackled. That was Hayden Harrell on the reception.
He did not get out of bounds, so
he
the
did
clock
not.
is running.
And short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1, though, for the Lions. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. They're ready to go. Ball is at the 44-yard line. They give it to Miller. Miller has the first down. That'll get the chains moving.
There's your next timeout.
Yep.
I think Carterville's going to call that one. There you go.
With 46 seconds remaining.
No, they were just stopping the clock for move the chains.
Carterville is right there at the line. They're ready to go. Johnson not wasting any time. Rolls right. Has a man open. Chucked out here to the right side off the fingertips of Carterville's Zach Carter, who was in the intended receiver. Incompletion stops the clock with 28 seconds.
Yeah, ball was a little high, and he just couldn't quite rein it in. It was just out of his comfortable reach there. It does kill the clock. Let's Carterville catch their breath for a second.
So it's 2nd and 10 for Carterville. Johnson throws it incomplete out on the far side. Drake Cappy, the intended receiver out there. Actually, Hayden Harrell. So now 3rd down and 10 from the 49.
.22 It's going to take a couple of big shots to get all the way down from where we're at right now. I mean, we're just inside the 50-yard line. Getting out of bounds would really help out. Make something happen quickly.
Cappy comes in the near side. 2 receivers to the far side. Man in the slot. Johnson looks left, throws left, making a cut toward the middle of the field. Should have probably cut toward the sideline to stop the clock. It's going to be a short gain for the Lions. Swallers on the reception. So it's 4th down for Carterville. Might as well go for it, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Got a timeout here on the field. 28-0 here as we're slowly approaching halftime. Just 14 seconds remaining, but Carterville looking at a 4th down. Yeah, we'll hear from Darren Kennard coming up here at the half. Don't forget, you can follow Darren after the game tonight. River Radio Sports Central on the Facebook page. It is Friday Night Live. Darren I saw him in passing. He was walking out the door to go to the car. He was heading to Benton to cover the Benton-DuQuoin game tonight. So he'll have video footage of that game.
Yeah, he's going to have a great game to watch.
We'll see. We'll get some updated scores here coming up at halftime after we hear from Darren. Big play here for the Lions. It's 4th and 6 from the 45-yard line. Put a man in motion. That's Miller. Johnson looks, throws across the middle, has the 1st down. Nice reception, trying to get outside and stopping the clock with 6 seconds left for the Carterville Lions. Great job by Carson Davis coming across the middle. Nobody was there, and he brings it out of bounds to stop the clock. And a nice play for Carterville.
Just got in right behind the linebackers, found a good spot there. He was wide open, catches the ball, doesn't hesitate, gets straight to the sideline, gets out of bounds. Gives them a chance to at least take a shot towards the end zone.
So it's 1st and 10 now. Ball is at the 31-yard line. Still time. See what the Lions draw up here. They bring 3 receivers to the near side, 1 out to the far side. That's Adams out there on the left side. Johnson pumps it up for Amarian Adams. And incomplete.
Still 1 second on the clock.
So they got one more play as Amarion Adams comes up limpy on that far sideline.
I mean, I like that play. You had a one-on-one, a favorable matchup with Amarion's size and speed.
Ball was a little underthrown. Should have put it up over the top.
Yes, yes. Amarion's going to want the ball higher in the air.
And with 1 second left, timeout is taken by Coach Brett Diel. We'll pause for 30 seconds here on News Radio WJPF.
By the way, for halftime, Kennard is pretty short this week, only a little over a minute and a half. So in the middle there, your 90, Darren 90 is only going to give you about 4.5 grades.
Okay.
Then, of course, we'll have another 90 if you like during the moment.
Okay.
SIU Credit Union, your financial home team. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
28-0 here at Herrin High School. Carterville is facing a 2nd and 10. They have the ball at the Herrin 31 with just 1/10 of a second left. Brett Diel calls the timeout, so we'll see what the play call is for the Lions. They want to extend this 28-0 lead. Johnson from the shotgun. 2 receivers, 3 receivers left, 1 to the near side. Swing pass to Jamie Jones. Jones has blockers in front of him, and he's hit and brought out of bounds out there, and that's going to end the first half of football. Lions led it 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. They lead it 28-0 here at the half. On the road in week 4, Lions up 28-0 over the Herrin Tigers. Stay with us. Our Ralph Small Engine halftime report is coming up next here on News Radio WJPF.
Looking for a bakery that's anything but ordinary? Heather's Bake Shop in downtown Carterville is serving up sweet surprises every day. From fresh cinnamon rolls, cookies, scones, cream horns, and muffins, all made from scratch with love and other natural ingredients. And don't forget the coffee bar. Sip on hot or cold brews, espressos, or a latte while enjoying a grab-and-go breakfast or lunch, all made just the way you like. Stop by Heather's Bake Shop in downtown Carterville or catch them at local vendor events. Heather's Bake Shop, baked with love, served with a smile.
You're listening to Carterville Lions football on News Radio 1340, WJPF Herrin, W258DP Herrin, 99.5 FM.
Looking for the right shoe with the right fit for Outfitters in Marion is just for you. At RTS Outfitters, they do a unique 4-step fitting process that reveals your gait and foot characteristics. The right shoe with the right fit just for you to help reduce injuries and increase comfort. RTS Outfitters carries top brands like Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud, North Face, Garmin, and more, plus accessories and hydration supplies. Visit RTS Outfitters in Marion or at rtsoutfitters.com.
Grab your gear and bring the whole family to the John A. Logan College celebration of National Hunting and Fishing Days, September 27th and 28th on the college's Carterville campus. Experience the largest celebration of National Hunting and Fishing Days in the country, featuring over 100 vendors and activities for the whole family. September 27th and 28th at John A. Logan College. Admission is free and parking is just $5. Brought to you by John A. Logan College and title sponsor Oasis Outdoors. Visit SIHFD.org for more details.
Welcome back to Herrin High School. It's Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark with you. Lions lead at 28-0 here at the half. And pretty good half of football for the Carterville Lions. And Keenan, they jumped out. First two possessions, lead 14-0 after the kickoff was fumbled by the Herrin Tigers.
Yeah, they'd scored twice before Herrin even took a snap.
Yeah.
And that gets you off on the right foot. But then after that, it's not really it's not what I'd call an inspired effort. You know, they've hung in there. They played okay. Herrin has put up quite a fight so far.
And would you expect anything different than that between these two teams? It seems like when Carterville comes over to Herrin, the games are always just it's a cat fight, literally and figuratively. Between the Lions and the Tigers, and so yeah, you take away those first two possessions, it's a 14-0 ball game.
It is. This is a tough place for Carterville Lions to play. They've proven that over the years. Herrin is never going to go down lightly against Carterville, and they have shown that. They've tackled well. They've hit pretty hard. Both teams have tonight. But what I've noticed is it's been a game that's been covered in mistakes, like a lot of penalties and a lot of miscues and mishandles that we wouldn't normally see. But tonight that's happening a little bit, and it kind of happened last week, if you remember, against Charleston.
Yep.
That, middle of the second quarter all the way up until that second half started, Carterville just looked a little bit like they were in cruise control. And, and if they can come out the second half tonight like they did last week, this one will be over early. But if they continue to let Herrin keep taking punches at them, then it's going to be a dogfight finish.
The Tigers are going to have the kickoff to start things here in the second half. Things got started with the Lions. They took the opening kickoff, 10-play drive. And they wound up on a 14-yard touchdown pass from Jamie Johnson to who was that? Hayden Harrell for the Lions. The extra point was good. Lions up 7-0. The ensuing kickoff was fumbled. A big hit put out there by the Carterville D. The ball came loose. Carterville gets it. 3 plays later, they scored a 9-yard run from Jamie Johnson. Extra point good, 14-0. Then Herrin gets the football. 4 plays, they have to punt it away. Carterville gets it right back, and it was a 4-yard touchdown run from Carter Jones. Extra point good. Lions led it 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. Back and forth. Lions had the ball to start things in the second quarter. It was a 7-play drive for the Lions, capped by the 34-yard pass from Johnson to Jones. Extra point good, 28-0 here with 6:51 left in the second quarter, and then it was back and forth. That's exactly when Penalties started coming for the Lions. Herrin had the ball deep in Carterville territory a couple times, but neither team could score there. Had an interception, a fumble, and an interception, and it was just a little sloppy.
It was, and I think what Carterville has seen is they're seeing these home run balls out there, and it may be open, but we're not connecting on them right now.
Yep.
And I think what we're going to do the second half is we're going to go back to what they're giving us. They're giving us that screen. They're giving us the short passing routes. They are giving us Miller's been able to run the ball between the tackles pretty well at times. And so if they're going to let us have those things, then we're going to have to start taking advantage of those because that is where our bread and butter's at.
28-0 is our score. We're at the half at Herrin. Dave McKenzie and Keenan Clark. When we come back from the break, you're going to hear from Darren Kennard. It's the River Radio Sports Central Halftime Report. It's coming up next on News Radio WJPF.
Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Joe's Lawn Service, Carterville, is a locally owned.
Going to be off here for a couple minutes.
For over 20 years, specializing in much more than commercial or residential lawn care. Joseph McBride and his crew can do snow removal, bush hogging, tree trimming, wood tree removal, landscaping maintenance, and much more. Call 534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. 534-8148. That's 534-8148.
Growing up in Southern Illinois, you learn the importance of helping others. I'm Caden Hawkins, and it's one of the reasons that I'm proud to represent this region as a member of SIU's Saluki men's basketball team. It's also why I'm glad to be a Banterra customer because they support our communities. Plus, I can open my account online, and with their Saluki Visa debit card, I know my purchases contribute to SIU scholarships and athletics. That was an easy win for me. Banterra Bank, official partner of Saluki Athletics, member FDIC.
Don't let the name fool you. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, represents more than just electricians. The IBEW is made up of Southern Illinois linemen, tree trimmers, telephone workers, utility workers, city employees, factory workers, construction workers, and many more. So when you support the IBEW, you're really supporting Southern Illinois. Help make Southern Illinois a brighter place. Put your trust in the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all.
With the River Radio Sports Central halftime report, I'm Darren Kennard. The Nashville Hornets volleyball team will get a unique experience tomorrow. They'll be playing outside. The Hornets will face Columbia as part of a triple header at Mesquita on Alumni Field. That's the school's football field. Mesquita and Greek Central opened the season a year ago with the first outdoor game. Halfway through the match, it had to be moved indoors due to humidity. So here's the schedule tomorrow. Nashville and Columbia will be up first at 2 o'clock, with JUCO's Kaskaskia and Swick battling at 4. And Mater Dei will take on the hosts at 7 Thursday night. Area cross-country teams will be on the road tomorrow with meets at Olney and Edwardsville. Also tomorrow, there's a premier non-conference boys soccer matchup in Metropolis, as 10-1 Salem will visit 10-1 Massac County. The poll is up to Illinois in Mount Vernon. Primetime nominees for you to choose from this week. You can read about those Sunday night. Be sure to like and follow River Radio Sports Central on Facebook and Twitter/X. Join us live on Facebook after the games tonight for Friday Night Live. We'll have all your scores and discuss tonight's Week 4 action. That'll be on the River Radio Sports Central Facebook page. We look forward to seeing you there.
It's the restaurant you've heard about all your life. One of Southern Illinois' most unique spots for burgers, fries, rings, and now Polar Whip and Energy has car hops. Now you can still go in and order an Aztec or a double cheese or grab some fried pickles, and don't forget about the hot dogs and the barbecues. But the minute you pull onto the lot at the Whip, out pops a car hop to take your order. Call ahead, they'll have your order waiting for you. Number 618-988-9210. Come taste the legend. Easy on the wallet too. Polar Whip, Energy's finest restaurant.
Central Hospital for Animals in Carbondale, Marion, Herrin, and Harrisburg has been taking care of your furry family members for over 40 years. Now offering the VI Pet Plan by Snout. Get monthly pet care plans for dogs and cats with an annual value of just over $200 a month. They also offer puppy and kitten packages to take the worry out of their first year. Need flea and tick prevention? They offer 12-month injectables for dogs, as well as Brevecto Quantum, only available at Central Hospital for Animals.
We're out to be number one in the USA. That's the reason
That's surprising.
What's that?
7-7?
Yeah, I saw that. You would have thought there would have been more offense in that game, but looking at probably two pretty well-coached teams that came in with good game plans.
And Massac beating Murphy.
I saw that. What a difference a year makes there. Massac's had a couple of decent wins this year. They've looked pretty good. They're not going to be a patsy.
Welcome back to Herrin High School. Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark with you here. 28-0 is our score here. Let's look at some scores from around Southern Illinois. Of course, the big matchup this evening, all eyes are on the DuQuoin Indians at the Benton Rangers. And in the third quarter, it's tied 7-7. That is probably just one of those good old-fashioned slobber knocker games.
Oh, you know it's a slugfest over there.
You know, and 7-7 is the score at the third quarter. AJ getting popped by Nashville 49-0, so the Hornets are going to have the running clock in the second half. It's Mater Dei over Harrisburg 38-7 at the half. Massac leads Murfreesboro 14-7 at the half. How about those Patriots?
Yeah, we were just talking about that during the break. They've had a couple of nice wins. They 4-o'clocked a team out of Kentucky last week, and they've got a couple of nice wins start this season out, so they're looking really good.
Yeah, West Frankfort leading Pinckneyville 30-13. That's a second quarter score. Looking at some South 7 action tonight. Mount Vernon at the half trails Collinsville 14-7. Marion leads. This is a big game tonight. Marion at Althoff. And the Wildcats have a 21-10 lead in the second quarter. No score being reported between Carbondale and Cahokia. Looking at Cahokia Conference games this evening, Mater Dei leads, as we mentioned, Harrisburg 38-7. Dupo over Westland 20-7. Columbia over Roxana 21-13. Freeburg trails Central 7-0. Chester leads Sparta 14-0. And Carlisle and Redbud, no score being reported. Black Diamond action tonight. Flora over Edwards County in the third, 28-6. It's JC over El Dorado, 22-6. Sesser leads Fairfield 28-22 at the half. Christopher leads Hamilton County 16-13 at the half. And one game coming up tomorrow, Carmi-White County will be at Red Hill to take on the Salukis at 1 o'clock. 28-0 is our score here at Herrin. And what do you think Coach Brett Diel is saying to his Carterville Lions at the break?
Clean it up a little bit, I think is what he's saying. I don't think the kids are not playing hard. I just think that it's some mental mistakes, a couple of ill-advised hits and penalties along the way. Herrin's going to get the ball to come out in the second half, and you've got to put a stop to it, come down and score, and then, like we said earlier, throw a little water on top of that enthusiasm. I think Herrin's probably playing with a little bit more confidence now than what they were when the game started.
That's what exactly we're going to get with it. We're going to get at it when we come out of at halftime, and let's go to work.
Yep.
You know, just put your head down and go right back. Hey, next week, what about this matchup about Hopkinsville, Kentucky coming to Carterville in week 5?
Yeah, you know, I talked to the coaches throughout the week, and they don't talk about the game that's 2 weeks away.
No.
Like, that's not what they're going to do. But, you know, you've always got advanced scouting a couple of weeks ahead because you may be thinking personnel or game plan or scheme or anything like that could fit over the course of several weeks. And just the early reports are that it's going to be a battle. Like Hopkinsville, they've got some talent over there and good kids and good athletes.
And, you know, the one thing that I was thinking about today is the fact that Kentucky football starts a week earlier than Southern Illinois football. So this is their week 5 that they're playing today. So this will be the 6th game of the season for Hopkinsville. So you got to think that there's a bit of an advantage there if you're the Hopkinsville squad.
Yeah, absolutely. That extra week helps, especially if you've got younger kids. That's just, you know, your juniors start to mature in that second half of the season. Your sophomores are starting to grow in that second half of the season. So that extra game really does make a difference.
So Hopkinsville, Carterville's going to be home for the next 3 games. Hopkinsville next Friday night. The following week, week 6, will be Harrisburg. Is that homecoming?
That is homecoming week.
Homecoming week is Harrisburg. And then the senior weekend is going to be week 7 when Massac comes to Carterville. And then we'll wrap up the regular season on the road at Murfreesboro, at Anna Jonesboro. And because like you said, I'm going to say it like a math teacher. We're in the second third of the season now, so it's hard to believe that this is week 4 already.
Yeah, the end of the season's rolling in pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's funny how fast it goes once we get into it. We are going to go on and take our final break here on our halftime report. It's brought to you tonight by Ralph's Small Engine right there on Route 51 south of Elkville. And when we come back, we'll have second half action. Lions lead it 28-0 on the road at Herrin here, week 4 of the high school football season on News Radio WJPF.
At the Bank of Herrin, we know the recipe for success begins with the right ingredients. So we've taken services like mobile banking and teen debit accounts, added in helpful employees and a full trust department, and topped it off with a commitment of service to our communities. Put it all together, and it's clear why the Bank of Herrin is a leader in the communities we serve. Community strong, the Bank of Herrin, it's not just a bank, it's a relationship. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
High school football is here, and that means the return of Friday Night Live. I'm Darren Kennard, and you can join me live on Facebook after tonight's game for River Radio Sports Central's Friday Night Live. Catch all of tonight's scores and join in the discussion on the River Radio Sports Central Facebook page. River Radio Sports Central, powered by Clark Concrete, Ward Chrysler Center in Carbondale, and IBEW Local 702. I'll see you live on Facebook tonight for Friday Night Live.
Bank with people who know and love Southern Illinois. First Southern Bank is a community bank that cares for and gives back to the communities we serve. Locally owned, local people, local decisions, and locations throughout Southern Illinois to serve you. First Southern Bank, community banking at its best. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Visit First Southern Bank at firstsouthernbank.net.
Welcome back to Herrin High School. Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark with you here this evening. Let's see if we can get some couple updated scores as we're waiting on both teams to go through the mandatory stretch that they have to do coming out at halftime. But Carterville leads it 28-0 here over the Herrin Tigers. Carterville out to our right, going through their stretches. Herrin, they've stretched out. They are all bunched up right at the 20-yard line. Still 7-7 at Benton is what's being reported between the Rangers and the Indians. And just seeing if there's anything that's updated. 42-0 Centralia over Granite City. That's a halftime score. They'll have the running clock. Collinsville on top of Mount Vernon, 14-7.
You know, if Marion hangs on and beats Althoff, that's not just a good win for Marion. That's a good win for Carterville.
Absolutely.
You know, think about that. That's one of the reasons Carterville's getting some recognition statewide that they're getting now. And it's simply, you know, you beat a good team that is now competing at the 5A level day in and day out. So you got to root for the Wildcats in this situation.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
You know, I know it is just fodder for radio announcers to talk about. But when the AP polls came out this week in Class 4A, the Carterville Lions, number 7 in the state.
Well, you're playing teams that people recognize. If you're beating teams that no one's ever heard of, it's hard to get into those polls. And like you said, it means nothing when it comes to seeding in the playoffs. It means nothing when it comes to kickoff in the first round. But what it does do is it gets you a little bit of recognition. It's fun for the kids. It's fun for those of us that are sitting here behind the mic.
DuQuoin was number 10 in that 4A bowl, by the way.
Oh, really?
Number 10. Johnston City, I think, number 6 in 2A. Those are really the only schools that made the top 10.
Well, again, Carterville's recognition comes from beating Marion and Nashville, teams that are constantly there. And then they go to
and, I mean, you got to remember this. Althoff is the defending state champ. That it's going to jump Marion because they've been outstanding. They've just kind of been outside the top 10. They get that win over Althoff. If they hold on, that's going to push them probably to a top 10 team. And like you said, the points that you pick up from the playoffs, that's just huge.
Yep.
So, well, that's we're rooting for the Marion Wildcats here this evening. Everybody's lining up for second half action. Thank you to tuning in here with us on News Radio WJPF. Carterville kicking it away. Tigers are going to have it to start things off here in the second half, 28-0. It's all Lions, but the Tigers get it to start play. It's going to be a short kick. It's going to hit at about the 28-yard line. It's picked up by the Tigers, getting a lane, getting free down the near sideline. One man to beat. Can he get by? Driven out of bounds on the return by the Herrin Tigers, Adrian Orr. That was just a great return to start play in the second half for the Tigers.
Well, like we said, we don't want Herrin to come out, build a little momentum, Carterville to get down. It's not even a matter of, well, then we might lose the game. It's more a matter of let's play clean and play good ball and carry that into next week. Nice job. Silas Lee took a really good angle. He realized he was the only one left and got an angle down the sideline, and instead of trying to get a big hit, he just tried to contain him and make sure that the ball didn't get into the end zone. Let your defense go to work now.
Here comes Hudson, the quarterback, sophomore for the Tigers. Everybody in tight. It's the give to the running back, Braden Burns. Nothing much there as he gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 for the Herrin Tigers.
Barnhart got into the backfield so quickly, got a hand on him, just enough for Jamie Jones to come in from that outside linebacker position, finishing off the two boys in the middle. Bouchard and Barnhart have really created a lot of havoc in there.
Ball is at the near hash. They bring trip receivers here to the near side. They spread one out to the far side. Jackson Hudson, the quarterback, the left-hander, takes the snap, wings it out to the right side. Good coverage out there by Carterville. Well done to bring down the receiver. Short gain. It's going to be a gain of about 3, bringing up 3rd down and 7 for the Tigers.
Reggie Wilson's right there when the ball is caught. Made a good open field tackle. Nice job by the sophomore.
So 3rd down and 8 officially with the ball at the 34-yard line.
I think we're going to see Herrin realize that their best chance is to roll him out of the pocket and hope something breaks free in the secondary and take a few big shots themselves.
That's what's worked tonight. So Hudson rolls left. Carterville got to him, spins him down in the backfield. Big loss there for the Herrin Tigers, and on the sack, that was big Luke Barnhart. I think it got a hold of him and spun the quarterback of Herrin to the ground.
The offensive line has not found an answer for those two boys in the middle, and they've just done a great job of creating, even on passing plays. He was rolling out as soon as he caught it, and Barnhart caught him from behind.
It is going to be 4th down and about 15, it looks like. 4th and 15.
You know, Barnhart, when he gets his paws on you, you're going down. Like the boy can bench press 380 pounds.
Yeah, exactly. So now, Tigers showing they're going for it. They bring a man in motion. Snap to Hudson. Whistle stops the play, and that's going to be against the Tigers. It's going to be illegal motion. So that's going to back them up. I would imagine they would punt it away now, since it's going to be 4th and about 25.
I believe it was Marion that did the same thing. They'll set up in their offense and see what they've got, see if there's anything that helps them with the numbers. Then they have the luxury of letting the quarterback just drop back and turn it into a punt.
They come to the line of scrimmage. Ball is at the 46. So it's 4th and 20. They do snap it, and they kick it away, low kick. And Carterville's just going to let it go. Herrin comes down, covers it up inside the 5. And at the 4 is where it's going to be marked down, and that's where the Lions are going to take over. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Malone's Early Learning Center in Carterville, offering programs for infants to school-age children, as well as pre-K and Head Start. It's the best care anywhere. That is Malone's Early Learning Center in Carterville. And if you haven't done so, make sure you download the River Radio Sports Central app. You're going to find all the reporting news, sporting news there on the app. And you can even listen to all of the River Radio broadcast right there from the app. So Carterville has it at their own 4-yard line, 1st and 10. And they get the ball here with 9:20 showing in this third quarter. Johnson from under center turns around, gives it to his running back. That's Johnny Miller, who hops on his left leg about 3 or 4 yards. It's going to be a gain of about 5 for the Lions, bringing up 2nd down and 5 now.
Set up in their goal line, overload to the left side, got under center. Like, it would be nice to see the touchdown pass and a quick score, but Carterville doesn't have to have that. Like, they can be patient inside their offense and run. If they're going to get 6 or 7 yards per carry, take 6 or 7 yards per carry here.
Yeah, absolutely. 2nd and 4. Again, Miller breaks free, has a man in front of him blocking, finally stacked up. It's going to be a 1st down, but he keeps moving the pile forward for another 5, 6 yards. Another shows you just how strong Johnny Miller is, and he just fights for every last inch when he gets the ball.
He's proven himself to be a power runner on top of his speed. He's got great balance. Carterville's working with a little bit more urgency here, already at the line of scrimmage, still in their goal line package, but
spreading guys out, 3 to the near side, turn around, give it to Miller again, right? That's their strength here in this second half so far. Miller falls forward for a gain of about 5, 2nd and 5, just keeps the clock ticking, 8:15. Lions lead it 28-0.
And this is what they needed to do. Come out and just lean on that Herrin defense. Just lean on them, get them moving backwards, keep the ball moving in a positive direction, no penalties, be smart. The scores will come.
Trips again to the right side. Play clock at 15. Game clock at 7:47. Johnson talks to his running back. That's Johnny Miller. Still 7-6 on the play clock. They snap it. Looks right, throws it right. It's caught. Hayden Harrell has it. Harrell across the middle, moves the chains. 1st down as he gets out to the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 11.
I think that was Drake Cappy on that reception. But that audible wasn't tough to figure out. They've got 2 guys covering 3 on this side with a safety over the top, and both of them are 8 yards off the ball. Like, those are good, safe, easy passes to make. Herrin is either going to have to get up and press a little bit or just let Carterville throw the ball and take 5 or 10 every play.
So Carterville at the line of scrimmage. Now Johnson fakes it, keeps it, pitches it off to Miller. Miller sidesteps a defender. He's driven out of bounds over on the far sideline.
Flag came in on that right about the time of the pitch. I'm going to guess we're going to see a hold call. The pitch was a little bit behind Miller. He did a nice job of reaching back and corralling that one in.
Officials are going to talk. Let's see what the call is going to be.
Yeah, I think we're going to move backwards here.
Yep. It is a hold. It is against the Lions. So it's going to back them up. So it's going to be 1st down and 15. Ball is at the 36-yard line. Carterville's at the line of scrimmage. They're ready to go. 14 on the play clock. Johnson claps his hands, puts it in motion, gives it to Miller. Miller just straight up the middle. Right behind Big Jackson Smith. Falls forward for a gain of a couple. It's going to be a gain of 4 officially. 2nd down and 11 for Carterville.
Yeah, you said it right. It was just a dive right up the middle. They're in that pistol formation now, and Miller sitting right there behind Andy. Gives him a little bit more time to see the field in front of him and build a little bit more speed when he gets to that line of scrimmage.
2nd and 11 from the 40. Andy Johnson keeps it himself, brings it to the near side, tried to get away from the defender, got him high. Was that Burnt on the tackle of Andy Johnson? I think it was. That was Braden Burnt that got a hold of Andy. It's a good thing he did because there wasn't anybody really behind him. That would have been a big carry for Johnson.
No, he just ran right up and hit Johnson, and it's one of those few times that Johnson's really going to outsize the person he was going against, and Burnt
made the play.
Took that shot and held on and got him down to the ground. Good play by Braden.
Turned out to be just a gain of 2 for Johnson. So here's Andy. Throws it left. Swing pass out there to Hayden Harrell. Harrell gets loose, cuts it back against the grain. Big block in the backfield. Flag comes in, maybe on Jackson Smith, but down the near sideline, Hayden Harrell brings it down to the 19-yard line, and they're going to call a blindside hit on Jackson Smith, I do believe.
You know, it's a safety rule that you can't just hit a defenseless person when they're behind the ball. They're going to call the personal foul on Jackson.
Yep.
And when he makes contact, they're about 3 yards apart. Like he ran right into him, but Jackson, he hit the kid hard. He hit him hard. He knew immediately the penalty was going to be on him. He didn't agree with it, but he knew what the call was.
Yeah, and that's a big penalty because that was a big play. Give credit to Hayden Harrell. Cut back across the grain. That's what prompted that block by Jackson Smith.
Yeah, it took our attention away from the great run after catch that Hayden Harrell had. He did a fantastic job with the ball, and we had that happen against Nashville when Andy Johnson had the interception, and all we talked about was the hold that brought it back, but that return was incredible.
Yes, it was. So, instead of deep into Herrin territory, it's right back at the Carterville 30. That's a big penalty. It's 3rd and 21 for the Lions. Johnson sprints to his left, chucks it left, has a man open. Oh, incomplete. And I believe that was Drake Cappy. No, that was actually Aiden Swallers that had got behind the corner and was wide open.
Yeah, he was wide open. He's feeling that one now. That hurts. That hurts. And he's been catching the ball really well and had a great week last week for us. And here he has the opportunity. The ball was thrown in sort of a safe way. Andy saw that he was wide open and just floated it out there and just left it a little bit behind him. When he turned back, he couldn't squeeze it.
Jamie Jones kicks it away on the 4th down. Takes a Carterville, nice Carterville hop and covering up on it. Out there, the Herrin Tigers. And that's where they are going to start. 4:49 remaining here in the 3rd quarter of this Lions broadcast, brought to you by Steve and Rich's Barber Styling. For men, women, and children, offering cuts, styling, and perming. Walk-ins are welcome on South Division Street in Carterville.
So, quick turn of events. Carterville's marching the ball down the field, has a great run by Hayden Harrell, and then you get the penalty in the backfield, the unnecessary roughness. You think you've got it recovered when you see a wide open man drop a ball. It's just a couple little bitty miscues that we were wanting to clean up at halftime and haven't quite got to that point yet.
Updating score from Benton. The Rangers lead the Indians 10-7. Showing in the 3rd quarter, Massac and Murfreesboro tied 14-14. 28-0 is our score here. Tigers have the football and bringing it out across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Gain of 4 for the Tigers. So it's going to be 2nd down and 6.
One of the better runs they've had. He took the ball off tackle. He saw a little gap on that side. Jamie Jones had to come in from outside linebacker to clean up the play.
So the Tigers break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Hudson Jackson, the left-handed quarterback. Rolls left. Oh, Carterville's right there, wraps him up. Nice job cutting him off. He was trying to bring it here to the near side and was cut off nicely by that Lions D.
Silas Lee, defensive end, gets deep penetration. They try to cut it back inside, but Silas got a long reach, good wingspan. He grabs him, takes him to the ground. Just another addition to the Carterville defensive ends, really playing well in this game. Here comes.
Loss of 5 for the Tigers.
Well, they've got Braden Brown and Silas Lee to give a little bit of a break. Carson Davis is out there every play, it seems like. Our ends have done a great job, as well as the interior linemen. Those front 4 from Carterville, not to mention Andy Johnson and Carter Jones.
Yep.
There's 6 kids in the box that can just destroy.
3rd and 11 from the 18. trying to take it off the right side. Carterville gets in the backfield. It's going to be another loss for the Tigers.
And Braden Brown this time getting deep penetration, and Braden Burnt on the sweep on the outside tried to stretch it out a little bit, and Braden was having none of it.
So the ball resting right at the 15-yard line. So it's 4th and 14 for the Herrin Tigers. Jackson Hudson comes to the sideline every play, talks to the head coach, Nathan Leiber, gets the play call, runs back to the huddle. So here it is, 4th and 14 for the Tigers. He backs up into punt position, gets it away. Liner is going to be taken at the 30 or 43-yard line down the far sideline, and scooting along that sideline for the Lions. It looks like it was Johnny Miller on the return.
Jack Dotson, because they drop him back, because we're just leaving our defense out there knowing the quarterback's also going to be the one making the punts. So they're just going to drop Jackson back into that safety position, and he is really good. If he has a chance to return it, he catches it and he goes. He's not going to stand
fast. Yeah, fast like Johnny.
Right, he's not going to stand and dance.
2.5 remaining here in the third quarter. Lions in control, 28-0.
Good field position.
Yeah, absolutely. At the plus 27 to start this drive. Ball is at the far hash. Carterville's going left to right. Andy Johnson keeps it himself, tries to get to the outside, cuts it up. First down yardage and more for the Lions. It's going to move the chains. Well done by the quarterback, Andy Johnson.
He had to make a move on the outside in order to get free. Both guard and tackle pulling on that side. Looks like we're going to get another holding penalty. Again, negating a positive play.
Didn't even see the flag. That does back the Lions up. Lions have got to have, wouldn't you say, 100-plus yards in penalties tonight?
Easily.
That brings it back to, they put it at the 37-yard line. So it is 1st and 20 from the 37. Johnson gives it to Johnny Miller. He tries to get to the outside, drags a defender, draped around his ankles, falls forward for positive yards.
You got to give credit where it's due. Herrin has tackled really well tonight.
Yes, they have.
Even in the storm of some of the big gains that Carterville has had, they've been a result of opening and space. When Herrin gets their hands on us, they've done a really good job of taking us down.
2nd and 14. Ball rest at the 31-yard line of the Herrin Tigers. Manageable by the Lions. Johnson from the shotgun gives it to Miller. He reverses, puts his head into the defender, drives forward, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 10, but man, that's some hard running from Johnny Miller.
Yeah, the good thing is in this part of the field, Carterville's not going to kick. Like, they've got two downs. This is 4-down territory at this point in time.
So it's 3rd and 10 from the 27. So they bring one receiver here to the near side. They spread 2 out to the far side. Miller's the running back, Johnson the quarterback. Johnson throws it, finds Jamie Jones. He dropped it, and I think he thought he had caught it, dropped it, tried to pick it up and run, but they said it was incomplete. So now it is 4th and 10 for the Lions from their own 27-yard line. And he had some room to run there.
Yeah, I don't know if he thought that's what happened or if he wanted the ref to think that that's what happened.
Yes, exactly.
It might have been one of those jobs of, you know what, I'm going to act like I fumbled it, and then maybe we'll keep this play alive.
If it works, it works.
It does.
It's Carterville. Big play here, 4th and 10. 28-0. Not like this extended lead they would. Johnson looks across the middle, has a man off the fingertips of Zach Carter. He was wide open. The pass was right in stride. They just could not complete it, And the Herrin Tigers are going to get the ball back here with 29 seconds left here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Zach Carter went up, full extension off the ground, and the ball's just – he missed one like that earlier. I say missed, not that it was his fault entirely, but like he had one earlier. It was just out of his reach, just fingertips. The ball's just inches from being brought in for a touchdown.
So the Tigers get it back here with under 30 to play in the third. They trailed 28-0 as Hudson throws it right side. Carterville's right there. Pass was completed. It's going to be a gain of about 6. Bring it up 2nd down and 4 now for the Tigers.
And that's been the best part of Herrin's game right now. Carterville has been able to keep it contained, but when Herrin does have success, it's the quick passes, the slants on the outside.
Jacoby Stubbs on the reception for the Tigers. 2 seconds, 1 second. That ends the third quarter. Carterville continues to lead 28-0 as we wrap up the third quarter. We're heading to the fourth here from Herrin High School. It's Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark on News Radio WJPF.
Ralph's Small Engine is your full-service repair shop that keeps your equipment running year-round. At Ralph's, they treat each customer like family. They offer the best brands in the business, like Hustler, Skag, Echo, and DeWalt. Financing is available with interest rates as low as 0%. They don't do high-pressure sales. Just get you into the equipment you need at the best price. Family-owned since 1995. Ralph's Small Engine on Highway 51 just south of Oakville. Best of luck this season.
As a parent, you want the best care for your family, and at Shawnee Health, we provide just that. I'm Dr. Kai Fansuri from Shawnee Health's Carterville location. Our team, including Dr. Matheen Nexad and nurse practitioners Amanda Reynolds and Teresa Johnson, offer comprehensive care for every member of your family, from newborns to grandparents. Whether it's checkups, managing conditions, or sports physicals, our Carterville team is here to keep your family healthy. Call to schedule an appointment or visit ShawneeHealth.com. Go Lions!
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Ralph's Small Engine on Route 51 south of Elkville, with full-service repair shop to keep your equipment running. As we start play here in the fourth quarter, Herrin Tigers have it. It is 2nd down and 3 from their own 34-yard line.
Coming out of the quarter in an effort to keep Andy Johnson off the field, let him catch a break. They brought in Cal Dunning in his spot at linebacker.
It's the give to Burnt on the carry. Burnt right up the middle. Stacked up right there. I don't know that he ever hit the turf. Yeah, he finally does. But
a late flag come in after that was all over.
Yeah, it looks like it. And maybe against the Herrin Tigers. The initial look, we'll see. No.
Offsetting?
Offsetting.
Oh, no. That's not what that was.
Is that a
unsportsmanlike?
No, I think it was too many men on the field. Is that what that was?
No, it was the unsportsmanlike. I think when the play was over, there was some chipping going on at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
It's going to move the ball way back.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 18 after the penalty. Ball is back at the 19-yard line. Herrin Tigers with it. Jackson Hudson, the quarterback, the sophomore, gets around one defender, pulls up, popped right there. He was being pursued from the backside. He took a shot right in the ribs. Jamie Jones winds up on the turf. And Hudson is slow as he got popped. He evaded one defender and then coming up and making a hit on the quarterback. He's finally up, comes over and gets the play call.
Yeah, Braden Brown was in hot pursuit, gets him turned inside. And again, Luke Barnhart, 8 yards deep in the backfield, takes him down one-on-one.
4th and 22. Ball sets at the 15-yard line. And the Tigers are taking their time. I think they're giving some time for Hudson to kind of walk off what's going to go. Looks like we're going to call a timeout as Nathan Leiber's right there. The play clock ticked down to just 1 second left. They're going to give Hudson Jackson a chance to kind of get his stuff together after taking that hit. 10.5 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Lions lead at 28-0. We'll be back in 60 on News Radio WJPF.
In the world of construction, time is money. Introducing Clark Natural Stone's fleet of volumetric concrete mixers. With their state-of-the-art mixers, they mix the exact amount of concrete you need on site, saving you time and money. Stop paying for concrete you do not use. From foundations to driveways, sidewalks to patios, call Clark Natural Stone at 618-997-3889. Clark Natural Stone.
Jamie at the end of the play.
Construction. Pour at a time.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Knows what it means to be a part of a team. Whether you're on the field or in the stands, community is what it's all about. They're not just here for your financial needs. They're here to give back because people helping people is at the heart of everything they do. You can join SIUCU if you live or work in one of the lower 24 counties in southern Illinois. That's right. If you're a Lions fan, you can be a part of their team too. Learn more at SIUCU.org. SIU Credit Union, your financial home team. Membership required. Insured by NCUA.
Benton and DuQuoin are in the fourth quarter. Rangers still lead at 10-7 over the DuQuoin Indians. Massac trails Murphy now 21-14. Marion continues to lead Althoff. Well, actually, that's a halftime score, 28-10. It's 28-0 here at Herrin. Coming out of the timeout, Herrin Tigers have the football. Jackson Smith is going to punt. It was blocked. It's right there at the line of scrimmage, and he wasn't very far behind. Lions are going to have outstanding field position.
Yeah, it is a luxury to have that quarterback, but you don't drop back much whenever you do that. You have to keep him closer to the line of scrimmage.
Good penetration is what got that
and
block.
So, yeah, absolutely.
So
it's going to be hard to believe, but I'm pretty sure it was Luke Barnhart that blocked that.
They're going to put the ball down. It's going to be 1st and goal for the Lions with the ball at about the 6-yard line. 1st and goal from the 6 for Carterville. Johnson in tight, gives it to his fullback right up the gut on the carry by Carter Jones. An 8-yard touchdown run for the Carterville Lions.
He's quite the threat to have there inside the 10-yard line as a runner. He gets behind his shoulder pads, runs really hard, hits the hole very quickly. He's not easy to tackle. When you're a state caliber wrestler, you're going to have good balance. And you're going to be able to run over people if you have to.
Carterville gets out to 34-0, pending the PAT. Snap, the hold, the kick is good. It's 35-0 now. Carterville here in this fourth quarter. They lead it 35-0. We'll be back in 60 on News Radio WJPF.
Looking for a bakery that's anything but ordinary? Heather's Bake Shop in downtown Carterville is serving up sweet surprises every day. From fresh cinnamon rolls, cookies, scones, cream horns, and muffins, all made from scratch with love and other natural ingredients. And don't forget the coffee bar. Sip on hot cold brews, espressos, or a latte while enjoying a grab-and-go breakfast.
Was it 10?
Lunch,
10 yards.
Just the way you like. Stop by Heather's Bake Shop in downtown Carterville or catch them at local vendor events. Heather's Bake Shop, baked with love, served with a smile.
High school football is here, and that means the return of Friday Night Live. I'm Darren Kennard, and you can join me live on Facebook after tonight's game for River Radio Sports Central's Friday Night Live. Catch all of tonight's scores and join in the discussion on the River Radio Sports Central Facebook page. River Radio Sports Central, powered by Clark Concrete, Ward Chrysler Center in Carbondale, and IBEW Local 702. I'll see you live on Facebook tonight for Friday Night Live.
35-0 is our score here at Herrin High School. Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark with you. Lions on top. And the kick is picked up at about the 15-yard line. Cutting back against the grain down the near sideline. Now cutting it out toward the far side. And finally Carterville's able to get a hold of Adrian Orr. That's his second Big O return for the Herrin Tigers. And Adrian Orr, he gets out in that open field. He knows he makes the moves, doesn't he?
He does, and I think Carter Woods has done a really good job of kicking the ball where he wants to. He's just squibbing it out into a spot, but twice now they've had good returns, and Carterville's just, the coverage is falling apart. Keaton Basolo with a big saving tackle on that runs him down from behind, but again, it's just a little bit of a breakdown on the lanes whenever you're not kicking the ball deep, and I think sometimes our kicking team is getting caught off guard on where the ball's going.
So with 10:08 left, Lions up 35-0. There was a flag that's bringing the ball back after that big return by Orr. They're going to set it down at the 31-yard line. That's where Tigers are going to start off at their own 30, actually 32. Got it. Lions trying to improve to 4-0 on the season. Herrin trying to pick up their first win of this 2025 season. Yeah, timeout is called here at Herrin. 10:08 remaining. We'll take a break for 30 seconds. Back on News Radio WJPF.
Looking for the right shoe with the right fit for running?
I didn't see what the penalty was.
I think it was a hold.
At RTS Outfitters, they do a unique four-step fitting process that reveals your gait and foot characteristics. The right shoe with the right fit just for you to help reduce injuries.
Is that backside block right there?
RTS Outfitters carries top brands like Hoka, Brooks, On Cloud.
Could have been. You can't hit them. There used to be the rule that as long as you get your head in front, it was a legal hit. But now you can't hit them from the blind side like that.
That's what that was.
And so that could have been where the penalty flew in.
That's where the flag was. 35-0 is our score here. Carterville in control. 10 minutes remaining in the game. Tigers have it 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line here with 10:08 on the clock. Hudson gives it to his tailback, crashes forward for a couple. That is Burnt on the carry.
Still have our starting defense out there and trying to finish this off. Everybody but Andy Johnson, still giving him a little bit of a break on the sideline. I like to see that.
Marion Wildcats have increased their lead 35-10. Benton up 17-7 over DuQuoin.
Yep.
28-0 now, 28-14 Murphy over Massac. So the team starting to pull away here late. Carterville just scored a touchdown. They're up 35-0. Tigers carry it out to about the 39-yard line. Gain of 5, 3rd down. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 for the Tigers as the ball is at about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Bouchard and Brown in on that last tackle. Brown was a little slow getting up, but he seems better now.
Jackson Hudson, the quarterback, the sophomore, the left-hander from the shotgun. Gives it to Hughes right up the gut. Hughes, Dennis carries it for a couple. It's going to be about 2 yards short. So it's going to be 4th and 2 now.
Nice job, Carson Davis, closing down on that gap. There's just not much there. Herrin hasn't established much in the run game.
Clock under 9 minutes. So it's 4th down for the Tigers. 4th and 2 from their own 40. They're going to go for it. Hudson gives it on the sweep to Stubbs. Stubbs not anywhere near the 1st down, and great defense out there by the Lions.
Read immediately by sophomore Jack Dotson. Our safety saw that and didn't waste a step and went straight to the point of contact, drove right through and made a nice solo tackle on the outside. Good job by the safety on that play.
So Carterville's got it in Tiger territory as they lead it 35-0. Coming up postgame-wise, we're going to talk with the head coach of the Lions, Brett Diel. He'll join us We'll recap scores from around Southern Illinois. Recap this game here this evening. 7:35, or 7:56. It's 1st and 10 from the 38. Carterville in Herrin territory. Miller trying to get to that edge. He does. Big gain out there. It's going to be close to a first down. We'll see what the official mark is. So he's going to be about a half a yard short. 2nd and 9. The ball was at the 29-yard line, so a gain of 9.
Going to go unbalanced again here.
Straight up the gut, right up the middle on the carry for the Lions and trying to get to the end zone. That is Carter Jones. Man, he busted through there quick, didn't he?
He sure did, and that's the same play that we saw in the touchdown earlier. It's a quick dive. Again, Andy's seeing a soft spot, and he's making that call at the line of scrimmage. He's got 3 options when he gets there, and he's been making good decisions.
Carterville goes strong side left here. Ball is at the 1. And is that Carter Jones?
He kept it. Quarterback
Johnson
keeper.
kept it. Okay. 1 yard touchdown run for Andy Johnson. Carterville jumped out 41-0. That's going to keep it a running clock now. 1 yard touchdown run from Johnson.
It's going to allow the Carterville team to give their defensive guys the rest of the game off, offensive guys the rest of the time off. Get some other kids a chance to play here in Williamson County road game.
So on for the extra point. Johnson's extra point is good. 42-0. The Lions lead it. 7:05 remaining in this contest. We'll be back in 60 seconds on News Radio WJPF.
Grab your gear and bring the whole family to the John A. Logan College celebration of National Hunting and Fishing Days, September 27th and 28th on the college's Carterville campus. Experience the largest celebration of National Hunting and Fishing Days in the country, featuring over 100 vendors and activities for the whole family. September 27th and 28th at John A. Logan College. Admission is free and parking is just $5. Brought to you by John A. Logan College and title sponsor Oasis Outdoors. Visit SIHFD.org for more details.
You're listening to Carterville Lions football on News Radio 1340. WJPF Herrin, W258DP Herrin, 99.5 FM.
Growing up in Southern Illinois, you learn the importance of helping others. I'm Caden Hawkins, and it's one of the reasons that I'm proud to represent this region as a member of SIU's Saluki men's basketball team. It's also why I'm glad to be a Banterra customer because they support our communities. Plus, I can open my account online, and with their Saluki Visa debit card, I know my purchases contribute to SIU scholarships and athletics. That was an easy win for me.
Oh, wow.
Banterra Bank, official partner of Saluki Athletics, member FDIC.
Kickoff was covered up by Adrian Orr. He couldn't get a good handle on it, so he couldn't get a return. Carterville scores on the 1 yard touchdown plunge from the quarterback, Andy Johnson. They lead at 42-0 here. Updating some other scores. Benton still leads 17-7 over DuQuoin. Mater Dei over Harrisburg, 45-14. And let's see here. Marion 35-17 over Althoff this evening. So Herrin has it, 6:18 remaining here in the game. It's 1st and 10 from their own 19. As right up the middle on the dive, short gain of about 1.5, maybe out to 2. 2nd down and 8 for the Tigers.
Carterville's got a fresh set of clean white uniforms out there on the field for this play.
Yep. It's going to be a running clock for the Lions the rest of the way out. They lead at 42-0. Hopkinsville, Kentucky, coming to Carterville, Week 5 next Friday night. Pregame coverage starts at 6:40. Right here on News Radio WJPF. So it's 2nd down and 8. Again, right up the middle. Nice push there. Right off right tackle. It's going to be a gain of about 4. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 4.
Much needed break. Well-earned break, let's say, for Barnhart and Bouchard tonight. They worked so hard securing that defensive line. So Carterville brings in Brant Robertson, Zayden O'Haron to fill up that middle, and that's not going to be easy to run against those two. They're big, strong fellas as well, waiting their turn and wanting to show what they can do tonight.
Absolutely. So it's 3rd down and 4. Nothing going. It's going to be short of a first down by about a half a yard. So now it's 4th and 1. Ball is out to the 28-yard line. Picked up 2 on that last carry. Don't forget, go to Facebook tonight. Look up River Radio Sports Central. Darren Kennard will have Friday Night Live sometime later tonight. I would say, let's see, it's 9 o'clock. Tonight, we need to start betting every week.
What's that?
What time Darren goes live. It could be between 10 and midnight.
It could be, yes.
Is the first down. Carey moves the chains. Herrin Tigers, that is their first down here in the second half.
And they had to earn it. It was 4th and short, and they got just a little more than short.
1st and 10 from 30. That comes at the 3:30 mark here in the game. Lions in control, 42-0. So the ball is out at the 30. Hudson hands it off to Hughes. Hughes out to about the 35-yard line. Pushed back a little bit, but they're going to give him the 35. So gain of 5. Leaves it 2nd and 5 as the clock ticks toward 3 minutes.
Yeah, we had no surprise there. You get Silas Lee. He takes care of that side. He gets a lot of reps with that first group defensively, and he's not going to be bullied out there. He did a really good job. Carterville brings in an extra defensive lineman for this, knowing that it becomes pretty obvious they're going to start running the ball right up the middle. Looks like Thadon Martin coming in to fill in the extra spot on the interior defensive line. Jasper Phillips down here on the defensive end.
2nd and 5 from the 35. Give to Hughes again. Hughes up the gut, falls forward for a couple. Don't forget, tomorrow morning, starting 8 o'clock, we can hear him through our headsets right here. The one and only Murphin Hudson.
We can.
Sports voice tomorrow morning.
Yep.
Look at him down there. All laid back in their chair. Just like, see, I'm imitating Murph right now. Got my arm tucked over the top of the chair. 8 o'clock, Sports Voice tomorrow with Murph and Hudson. They'll go through, update all of the scores from around Southern Illinois, name the high school football team of the week.
Everything you want to know.
They got you covered. Tigers 3rd and 3, minute 45 remaining. Right up the gut. Hughes is dropped. He's a little bit slow getting up. Kind of got his legs underneath of him. He gets up, though. So Carterville's going to welcome Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Has Carterville ever played a Kentucky team?
I can't remember us ever playing one. We had a real funky schedule those 2 years around COVID. I know we brought in the team out of Missouri.
St. Louis, yeah.
I don't ever remember traveling down there or having anyone come up.
Yeah, I don't either. 4th and 2 for the Tigers. Hughes dropped short of the first down, didn't get there. So Carterville's going to take over.
He's met immediately by Dunning and Robinson.
Carterville can show the V formation. Oh, my gosh, they did move the chains. Can you believe that? That ball was 2 yards, at least a yard and a half short.
Is that their second first down this half?
That is their second. second first down of the second half.
I don't think they're going to catch a whole lot of flack from the Carterville sideline.
No, the clock continues to roll. Under 10 seconds, and Herrin may just let it expire. They're not in a big hurry. They're hand clapping. 42-0 is the final score from Herrin. The Carterville Lions, they improve to 4-0 on the season after they win it here tonight, 42-0. Stay with us. Our post-game show brought to you by Central Hospital for Animals is coming up next on News Radio WJPF.
Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Joe's Lawn Service, Carterville.
And 90 here, and whatever you really want after that, 90 before the coach, and more if you need them.
Okay, Bub. Thank you.
Tree trimming or tree removal, landscaping maintenance, and much more. Call 534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. 534-8148. That's 534-8148.
Don't let the name fool you. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 702 represents more than just electricians. The IBEW is made up of Southern Illinois linemen, tree trimmers, telephone workers, utility workers, city employees, factory workers, construction workers, and many more. So when you support the IBEW, you're really supporting Southern Illinois. Help make Southern Illinois a brighter place. Put your trust in the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for all.
At the Bank of Herrin, we know that between family and work, it can be a challenge to find the time to take care of things like going to the bank. And really what you need is a way to do your banking on the go. Well, we've got good news. With the Bank of Herrin mobile banking app, you can manage debit cards, find bank locations, monitor account activity, even make a deposit. Just a few of the ways our mobile banking app can save you a trip to the bank. We love for you to come and see us, but now you don't have to. The Bank of Herrin, it's not just a bank, it's mobile banking. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
42-0, the final score. Lions improved to 4-0 on the season. Coach Brett Diel and his Lions out at about the 30-yard line, talking about congratulations on the win, but now get some rest. We're going to go back to work starting Monday.
You know, right now you're probably keeping it positive if you're Coach Diel. We went on the road to a place that we always struggle when we go there to play. We got the win. We got out into an early lead, and I wouldn't say we sprinted across the finish line. It was more like we walked across it, but we still got out in front, got the win, and we're going home with a shutout. We're happy with that.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. Got the shutout, and 4-0, and it seemed like from our vantage point, Carterville coming away healthy again. Been very, very blessed with that this season, and I would think that Coach is going to be pretty happy.
Yeah, he'll be happy. Again, there's always things to clean up. No coach ever leaves the game thinking we did the whole thing right. And I do think they're going to have some things on film that they can fix as the next week progresses. But right now, the only thing that concerns you is what are we going to do for next week, get ready for Hopkinsville, and take care of business when we get back at home.
Lions led it 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. They jumped out. They had the opening kickoff. 10-play drive capped off a 14-yard pass from Johnson to Hayden Harrell out on the far sideline. 14 yards, extra point good, up 7-0. On the ensuing kickoff, Herrin returned it, but there was a pop put on, and the ball was fumbled. Carterville recovers it. 3 plays later, it was a 9-yard carry from Andy Johnson. Extra point good, 14-0. Then Herrin got the ball back. They had to punt it away. They only had 4 plays from scrimmage. And then Carterville gets a 4-yard touchdown run from Carter Jones, 21-0. They scored 1 touchdown in the second quarter. That was a 34-yard pass, Johnson to Jones, 28-0 at the half. No scoring in the third quarter. And then Carterville picked up a couple of touchdowns. The 10-yard run from Carter Jones, extra point was good. The 1-yard run from Andy Johnson, extra point good, 42-0. Solid effort.
Yeah, you look at the scoreboard, you say Carterville came over and took care of business, and let's leave it at that. I'm happy with the win, and we had some nice performances. I keep going back to Barnhart was fantastic defensively. They had no answer for him. Braden Brown defensive ends look good. Carter Jones, did he have 2 touchdowns today?
He did.
2
How about
rushing
that?
touchdowns for Carter Jones. Glad to see him getting the ball in the end zone like he needs to. And still over 170 yards for Johnny Miller.
42-0 is the final score as we continue here on our Central Hospital for Animal score. We're going to go on and post-game. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll look at other area scores, and we'll see if Coach Brett Diel joins us for our post-game report here on News Radio WJPF.
I saw Dial heading this way. He should be here any second.
Okay. Let's can I steal this chair for a minute?
He can have my chair. I'll stand up. I'll stand up. He can have mine.
Sure.
Yeah. I don't care.
But the minute you pull onto the lot at the whip, out pops a car hop to take your order. Call ahead. They'll have your order waiting for you. Number 618-988-9210. Come taste the legend. Easy on the wallet, too. Polar Whip, Energy's finest restaurant.
Central Hospital for Animals in Carbondale, Marion, Herrin, and Harrisburg has been taking care of your furry family members for over 40 years. Now offering the VI Pet Plan by Snout. Get monthly pet care plans for dogs and cats with an annual value of just over $200 a month. They also offer puppy and kitten packages to take the worry out of their first year. Need flea and tick prevention? They offer 12-month injectables for dogs, as well as Brevecto Quantum, only available at Central Hospital for Animals.
What's it? Oh, yeah, sorry.
What do you hear what he's going to ask you?
Oh.
On sale, no exception. 0 down, 0 payments for up to 3 months. Touchdown! If you don't come see me today, I can't save you any money.
Back at Herrin High School, Dave McKenzie, Keenan Clark. It's 42-0. The final score. The Lions get the win. Improved to 4-0. No, Coach Brett Diel, I am not upset with you. And team did a good job tonight. I mean, some things to be worked on.
Right on. You know, I thought that, speaking offensively first, I thought we came out very strong. First quarter was really good. I thought the second quarter is a little bit misleading. You know, we had a big penalty. We got behind the sticks. We were trying to do some no huddle, throwing the ball. Not really our game. Didn't go very well. I didn't think we came out of the half very well offensively, but I thought the fourth quarter we finished strong. And the guys basically told me to quit screwing around, getting our goal line set, and go right at them. And we did the last 2 series and moved it pretty efficiently. I think throughout the middle of the game I was pretty frustrated. And it would be really easy for me to say we didn't play well, but that would also be very selfish of me because I thought our defense from start to finish was outstanding. And it's not all about the offense. The defense tonight was very, very good. You know, we put them in some bad spots. You know, the turnover before the half. Defense didn't bat an eye, man. They came out there and just got the ball back. So hats off to our defense tonight. I thought they were outstanding, and we did enough offensively at the beginning and the end to get out of here.
Yeah, it looked like offensively you had some opportunities and tried to take some shots, but when you needed to grind the ball on the ground, you did. Your kids ran the ball really well. And speaking of the defensive end, I'm not so certain that Luke Barnhart he might get 2 more sacks before he gets on the bus.
You know, I didn't get to see a ton of it because I was sitting there a little bit trying to figure out what we could do. And, you know, give Herrin defense some credit, man. Their defense played hard. We had trouble accounting for some people. They came out with something a little bit different than what we had worked on this week, which we kind of expected maybe that to happen. But we had trouble blocking some of the extra guys that got in the box, and they made tackles when they needed to. So give those guys some credit.
How about Carter Jones? Man, he is that step through the middle. Of course, when you get to run through Jackson Smith, I mean, that's a pretty good size hole he's coming through, but he's fast.
You know, and he is, and he's physical and he's strong, and I haven't seen him hit the hole like that yet, and that's what we need him to do. We thought that he had that ability. I haven't seen it yet. I saw it tonight. And if he can do that, it brings a whole nother dynamic to what we're trying to do offensively when you have a power fullback. And then, you know, as great as those runs were that he had up the middle, probably my favorite play He was a lead blocker as our fullback, and really did a good job on outside linebacker. So he really played like a true I fullback tonight, and I love seeing that.
I think coming into the season, Coach, I think my expectation and maybe your expectation was, we were going to be a spread offense, a throwing team, but this running game has really kind of come into shape, and you got Andy Johnson, that's your third option there. Johnny Miller just fights for every stinking inch when he gets his hands on the ball.
Yeah, and I don't know what he had tonight. He had trouble breaking anything for a huge gain.
A little over 170.
He did what?
He had over 170.
See, I would have. Okay. Didn't know
it's
that.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I say it's a quiet 170. He may not think so because he was carrying the load a little bit. But, wow, I didn't know that. It's funny because I was obviously frustrated for a lot of that game. Coach Helfrich did a really good job of talking me off the ledge, just like you used to in softball days. I can get a little moody sometimes.
Well, he and I have a lot of the same mentality, approach,
right. And
temperament.
And there's just times where, I get, I lost a little perspective there in the middle of the game. And he said, we're getting 5 to 6 every time we run the ball. We just had a little stretch there in the middle where we were trying to throw it a little bit. We dropped some passes. We had some wide open passes. We had some really silly penalties, one that probably cost us about 50 yards after the play.
That's what I said.
It was a 50-yard penalty. I mean, that just can't happen. And I really got on our quarterback, and I expect Andy. Andy's a leader. Andy is a smart kid. And I got on him. We had 12 guys on the field, and it's his job to check that formation. And, let's get on him week 4, and I guarantee you that won't happen again because that kid, he's a gamer. He understands, and we got better tonight learning from some of our mistakes.
I know what the answer to this question is. Week 5, it's Hopkinsville coming to town. What do you know about them?
They play in Kentucky's largest division, so there's 6 divisions in Kentucky. They are a 6A school. Their enrollment's about 1,000. They're going to be very athletic. We've seen some film on them. We're going to have our hands full, but we're going to go and fight them, and we're going to it'll be a great game next Friday night. I mean, they're going to be quick. They're spreading it out. They've got some guys that can really run. So we're going to have to get physical, and I told our guys, enjoy the next 48 hours. Monday we get locked in, and we got a fight coming to town next Friday night.
Coach, I know that we talked about – I know we played a Missouri school during COVID year. Have we ever played a Kentucky school in football that you are
varsity football? Not that I'm aware of.
I think it's going to be just a hell of an environment.
I love. Well, you guys know me well enough to know I'll play just about anybody, and this is going to be a challenge. But it's one that I think we're up to. We are playing these guys for a reason, I think that, I've said it from day one. We pick up Marion, we pick up now Hopkinsville, and these are the kind of teams that we will see in the 4A playoffs if we want to make a run. We can't be content just making the playoffs. That's just not in my blood, and we've been, knocked out in the first round the last 2 years, and I don't like that. And I think that one of the things that we need to do is we need to figure out how to play at a higher level. So we got to start playing these teams with large enrollments that are going to spread it out. They're going to have some speed on the field. And we got to figure it out. And if we don't, we need to find out what our holes are, and we got 4 weeks to figure it out before week 10.
42-0, the final score here, week 4. Congratulations, Coach, on the win.
Thanks, guys.
Brett Diel joining us on our post-game show here as the Lions win at 42-0. Marion, I was looking at a couple of scores here. Third quarter score showing 49-24 over Althoff. So they've extended their lead. Let's see. Final, Benton knocks off DuQuoin 17-7. So,
yeah, that was the big marquee game. But again, watching the Marion and the Althoff score, I think is the most interesting, most relevant to us right now.
Coach's Show brought to you by John A. Logan College. Charge into your future. Why would you go anywhere else? It's John A. Logan College. Hopkinsville, Kentucky comes to Carterville. Week 5. Carterville going to be home for 3 in a row starting next week when they host Hopkinsville. 7 o'clock is the kickoff. We'll have pregame coverage starting at 6:40. It's been a good night, buddy. Thank you.
Great job tonight.
A lot of fun. 42-0. Carterville gets the win. Thanks to Steph Allen and the entire staff here at Herrin. Great hospitality as always here whenever we come up to visit, and no changes to that tonight. Don't forget, tonight late, probably about 10:15 or so, you might be watching Facebook for Darren Kennard, River Radio Sports Central. It's Friday Night Live. He'll do that whenever he gets scores in and gets some film edited up for this evening. And then Sports Voice tomorrow morning with Murph and Hudson starting at 8 o'clock from 8 until 10. That's on News Radio WJPF and on 103.5 ESPN. For BRP, back to the studio. Thank you, buddy. From a partner, Keenan Clark, I'm Dave McKenzie. Thank you for listening tonight. Lions win at 42-0 from Herrin High School. God bless everybody.
This has been a broadcast of Carterville.
All right, good job, gentlemen. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Heather's Bake Shop, the city of Carterville.
Going to do a wrap-up?
Yes.
Also supporting this broadcast.
Hey, everybody online, thank you for watching. Have a great night.